The Xinghe sect, one of the largest cultivation sects on the Lianyun continent of the mortal realm, was hosting its once-in-a-decade disciple acceptance ceremony. Tens of thousands of candidates gathered, all competing for a single chance at destiny. Win 5 matches in a row, and one could become an outer disciple. Win 10 consecutive matches, and one would be accepted as an inner disciple. A man was struck hard and sent flying out of the arena. The announcer's voice rang out clearly. The winner of arena number 7 has been decided. The victor was a young woman. With a cold flick of her wrist, she tossed her opponent aside. Her name, Lin Tiantian, the reborn Empress. She glanced at the fallen man with disdain and thought, such trash can actually qualify to participate in the disciple recruitment? This Xinghe sect is nothing but SOSO. I never imagined that I, the great Empress, would begin my immortal cultivation in such a small sect. Forget it. My goal is simple. Obtain the qualifications of an immortal cultivator. After 10 years of cultivation here, I will seek revenge on that traitor. High above the arena stood an old man, the great elder of the Xinghe sect. Stroking his beard, he nodded in approval. To reach the 6th level of chi refining at such a young age, she truly is a natural-born immortal cultivator. Beside him stood another figure, Chen Changqing, the acting master of Heavenly Sword Peak. He smiled and said, Great Elder, you have excellent judgment. Heavenly Sword Peak wants her. The Great Elder replied calmly, Junior brother Changqing, do not forget the principle of our Xinghe sect, freedom of discipleship. If you wish her to join Heavenly Sword Peak, it depends on whether she is willing. Qin Changqing clasped his hands confidently. Rest assured, Great Elder. I will never violate sect rules. I believe she will make the best choice. Suddenly, the Great Elder noticed an empty seat. He frowned and asked the disciple, Why hasn't Yikong arrived yet? Didn't I tell you to call him? The disciple quickly replied, This disciple already informed Uncle Yikong, but he said he has something important to attend to and will come later. The Great Elder snorted, What important matter could that kid possibly have? He must have gone fishing again. How could the former sect leader, the heroic Igaishi, give birth to such a son? The scene shifted to Xiaoyao Peak of the Xinghe sect. A lone man sat quietly by a river, holding a fishing rod. My name is Yikong, he said calmly. I transmigrated to this world of immortal cultivation and am currently the Peak Master of Xiaoyao Peak. Although I hold the title of Peak Master, I am actually the only one here. There is no one else on the entire peak. In the eyes of others, he was merely a nobody at the chi refining stage. He had become a Peak Master only because his father was the former sect leader, a classic second-generation official. But in truth, Ding! Detected that the host has been fishing for 9 years and 265 days. Current cultivation level, chi refining stage, 3550th level. Yikong sighed. I awakened the system long ago. As long as I fish every day, my cultivation increases by 1 level. 1 day of fishing, 1 level gained. He shook his head helplessly. But the 9th level of chi refining is already the limit for ordinary cultivators. Even after 3000 levels, I still can't form my foundation. There must be a bug in this system. He suddenly paused. HM? What's going on today? Oh right, the Xinghe sect's disciple recruitment ceremony. The old man sent someone to call me. He stood up lazily. Even if no one wants to acknowledge me as their master, I still have to show my face. Back at the arena, the finals of the recruitment ceremony had begun. A young man stepped forward and said politely, Miss Lin, I watched all your matches. Your martial arts are superb. I admire you greatly. Lin Tiantian raised an eyebrow. Are you planning to surrender? The boy hurriedly waved his hands. No, you may not know this, but I am the young master of Liuxiang Hall, a former subordinate sect of Xinghe sect. My 7th uncle is an elder here. Lin Tiantian frowned. What exactly are you trying to say? The boy smirked. I mean that you and I have different starting points. I am already at the 7th level of chi refining. Even if you lose to me, it would only be natural. That was the last straw. Lin Tiantian's eyes turned icy. In a single move, she launched a devastating strike and sent him flying out of the arena. The announcement echoed through the crowd. The champion of this year's Xinghe sect disciple recruitment ceremony, Lin Tiantian. The audience exploded in shock. What? The final was decided in one move. She's not only strong, she's beautiful too. Heaven is truly biased. She's a monster. The great elder raised his hand, silencing the crowd. There are 3 great paths of cultivation. Those selected must choose a suitable path in the early stages. The 5 peaks of the Xinghe sect represent different cultivation paths. Once chosen, it cannot be changed. Qin Changqing stepped forward, lightly drawing his sword. The female disciples gasped in excitement. Wow! Who is that? It's Qin Changqing, the little sword god. The strongest of the younger generation. I want to enter Heavenly Sword Peak and learn swordsmanship from senior brother Qin. The great elder announced the results. Heavenly Sword Peak, 1,200 disciples. Yusho Peak, 520 disciples. Lingyao Peak, 370 disciples. Manhua Peak, 250 disciples. Then suddenly, Xiaoyao Peak is accepting 1 disciple. The entire arena fell silent. All the peak masters were stunned. Qin Changqing sneered. Someone actually chose Xiaoyao Peak? Who would be so short-sighted as to take a useless person as their master? Then he froze. Standing ahead was Lin Tiantian. Why, is it her? He exclaimed inwardly. Lin Tiantian's gaze was calm as she thought, in a small sect like Xinghe, no one is worthy of being my master. This Xiaoyao Peak, abandoned and ignored, is perfect for my cultivation. Qin Changqing hurriedly said. Miss Lin, the master of Xiaoyao Peak is only at the qi refining stage. He cannot guide you at all. Join Heavenly Sword Peak instead. I will personally teach you. A relaxed voice interrupted him. Brother Qin, poaching my cute little disciple in public, aren't you afraid of violating sect rules? Yi Kong stepped forward with a smile. Gasps spread through the crowd. Qin Changqing turned to the great elder angrily. Great elder! Uncle Yi Kong is always busy with miscellaneous matters and has no time to teach. It would be a waste for a genius like Lin Tiantian to become his disciple. The great elder looked at Yi Kong seriously. Yi Kong, are you truly prepared to accept a disciple? Lin Tiantian is an exceptional seed. You are not allowed to ruin her. Yi Kong smiled calmly. She hasn't established her foundation yet. As long as she's still in the qi refining stage, there's no disciple I cannot teach. Lin Tiantian's eyes narrowed. What arrogance! Does he think he's invincible in qi refining? Yi Kong added casually. Besides, Xiaoyao Peak only has me. If she comes, she can help with cleaning and chores. I want this disciple. Lin Tiantian nearly exploded. You want this Empress to clean for you? She stepped forward coldly. Master Yi Kong, if you want to accept me, shouldn't you prove that you are better than me? She released her aura. Yi Kong tilted his head. How do you want me to prove it? Take my 3 moves, Lin Tiantian declared. No. Yi Kong waved his hand. 3 moves are too troublesome. 1 is enough. The peak masters were furious. Qin Changqing sneered. He doesn't even dare take 3 moves. This is a disgrace to the Xinghe sect. Fine, Lin Tiantian said coldly. 1 move it is. In her heart she laughed. He doesn't know I'm the reincarnated Empress. Even 1 move is enough to deal with trash like you. Let's begin, Yi Kong said lightly. After that we'll return to Xiaoyao Peak. I'll cook, you wash the dishes. Lin Tiantian's fury erupted. You're courting death. She struck, yin-yang thunderbolt palm. The terrifying attack slammed into Yi Kong's body. Lin Tiantian smiled inwardly. After this, you'll be bedridden for half a year. How dare you make me wash dishes? But nothing happened. Yi Kong stood there unharmed. Your palm has momentum, but no real power, he said calmly. Don't practice it again. It's a waste of time. Lin Tiantian was stunned. I clearly hit him. Why is he fine? The peak masters were equally shocked. Are these two putting on a show? Lin Tiantian gritted her teeth. That's right, he must be wearing protective armor. Then I'll attack his spiritual sea. Her divine sense plunged into Yi Kong's spiritual sea, and she froze in horror. So vast, she whispered. The spiritual sea represents stored spiritual energy. The larger it is, the stronger the cultivator. How can his spiritual sea be as broad as the ocean? A massive spiritual body of Yi Kong appeared before her and struck without mercy. This is not a place for you, it said coldly. Get out. In an instant, Lin Tiantian was expelled from his spiritual sea. Her consciousness was severely damaged, and her body collapsed. Yi Kong caught her in his arms. That was close, he thought. One step later, and her consciousness would have been refined. She would have become a fool. He looked around calmly. I'm exhausted from all this fighting. I'll take her back to Xiao Peak. The Peak Masters exchanged glances. They must have planned this. How could Yi Kong possibly beat Lin Tiantian? Chen Changqing clenched his fists. Fine, Yi Kong. You think you've tricked me today. With the Great Elder here, I can't act. But in 10 days, during the competition, I will trample you beneath my feet and see if you're still worthy of being someone's master. Lin Tiantian suddenly recalled her past life. Back then, she had said with absolute confidence, Mona, I am already an emperor-level warrior. If I break through once more, I will be able to ascend to the fairyland. You stay here and protect me. Don't let anyone come close. Mona had smiled gently and replied, Don't worry, Sister Tiantian. I won't let anyone approach you. But in the next instant, Mona took out a dagger and stabbed it straight into Lin Tiantian's chest. Lin Tiantian's eyes widened in disbelief. Blood spilled from her lips as she stared at Mona. I treated you like a sister. Why did you betray me? Mona's expression turned cold. Because only this way can I obtain everything you have. Remember this in your next life. Never trust anyone again. With that, Mona killed her. Lin Tiantian jolted awake from her bed, gasping for breath, her eyes burning with hatred. I will definitely come back and seek revenge on you. Then she froze. Where am I? At that moment, a calm voice sounded nearby. You're awake? Lin Tiantian instantly tensed and prepared to strike. Yi Kong! What did you do to me? Yi Kong raised an eyebrow. You suddenly fainted during the competition, so I brought you back to Xiaoyao Peak to rest. Also, he added casually, you should call me master now. Disciple, what are you doing? Lin Tiantian was stunned. No doubt about it. He only has qi refining cultivation. Then everything I saw in his spiritual sea before, was it just a dream? She took a deep breath and calmed herself. Forget it. My original plan was to join Xiaoyao Peak anyway. As long as he doesn't interfere with my cultivation, I'll tolerate having this cheap master. Yi Kong smiled and said, Come, take a look at the cultivation resources your master prepared for you. Since you've become my disciple, I will naturally train you well. Lin Tiantian's eyes lit up slightly. Cultivation resources? Could it be a furnace of pills? She thanked Yi Kong and lifted the lid. Only to freeze. Inside were vegetables and meat being cooked. This, she said stiffly, is the cultivation resource you mentioned? Yi Kong nodded seriously. Of course. This phoenix, pheasant. Master caught it with great difficulty and cooked it using spiritual fire. Eat it while it's hot. Lin Tiantian was speechless. Forget it. He's only at the qi refining stage. How could he possibly have real cultivation resources? At least it's his good intention. She picked up her chopsticks. But this chicken is actually delicious. Just as she reached for the meat, Yi Kong stopped her and handed her a bowl of soup instead. Disciple, you can't eat the meat yet. With your current cultivation, you won't be able to refine the spiritual energy inside it. Just drink the soup. Lin Tiantian was shocked. He's greedy enough to hoard meat, and now he claims I can't refine its spiritual energy? This isn't a phoenix at all. Humph! How can such a stingy man be my master? She clenched her fists. I'll leave Xinghe's sect tonight. I don't want to stay here for a moment. Suddenly, her expression changed. What's happening? A powerful spiritual energy is flowing into my spiritual sea. She stared at the bowl in her hands. How can a single bowl of chicken soup have such an effect? Did he add high-grade spiritual medicine to it? Spiritual medicine of this level should be extremely rare in a small sect like Xinghe, and he actually used it on me? She lowered her gaze. Fine. I owe you a favor. When I recover my cultivation in the future, I'll grant you some fortune and make the Xinghe sect proud of you. Yikong stood up and stretched. I'm done eating. Remember to wash the dishes. I'll go out for a walk to digest. That was the final straw. Lin Tiantian flung the dishes aside and shouted. Damn it! You actually dare make me do such menial work? Who do you think I am? Her eyes burned with fury. When I recover my power, I'll punish you by making you wash all the dishes in the entire Xinghe sect. She slammed the door and went inside. An ant crawled over and began nibbling at the discarded scraps. The moment it swallowed them, its cultivation skyrocketed. Its body twisted and transformed into an ancient beast, skyhorn, and dark clouds gathered in the sky. Thunder tribulation descended and struck a nearby mountain peak. The skyhorn ant trembled in fear. Then Yikong appeared and shouted at the heavens. Get lost! Can you afford to compensate for the damage to the flowers and plants of Xiaoyao Peak? The thunder instantly retreated. Yikong turned his gaze to the ant. A skyhorn ant? How did an ancient beast appear on Xiaoyao Peak? He glanced at the leftovers and suddenly understood. So you ate the phoenix bones and awakened your ancient bloodline. That's your fortune. He nodded. I'll call you Xiao Hei. From now on, you'll stay on Xiaoyao Peak and guard the house for me. Xiao Hei immediately began protecting Xiaoyao Peak. Later that night, Xiao Hei noticed light coming from a window. Inside, Lin Tiantian was bathing. She thought calmly, if your hands are stained with dishwater, you must wash them thoroughly. Suddenly, she sensed something. She struck without hesitation. Where did this monster come from? Looking for death? Her attack landed, but Xiao Hei wasn't harmed at all. Lin Tiantian's pupils shrank. The water arrow technique didn't work? This isn't an ordinary monster. She quickly put on her clothes and said, Little ant, serve me as your master, and I'll grant you good fortune. In time, you may even become a demon king. Xiao Hei rejected her without hesitation. Lin Tiantian froze. I was rejected by an ant? Her anger exploded. You can't refuse. When you become a demon king in the future, you'll definitely thank me. She was just about to attack again. Meanwhile, Yikong was walking back with a book in hand. Oh right. I almost forgot. I haven't passed on the techniques of Xiaoyao Peak to my disciple yet. Suddenly, he heard shouting from inside the house. His face changed. Disciple? What's wrong? He rushed inside to see Lin Tiantian fighting Xiao Hei. Yikong punched Xiao Hei away and shouted, Bastard! What did you do to my disciple? Lin Tiantian was completely terrified. Yikong immediately softened his tone. Don't be afraid, my disciple. Its name is Xiao Hei. I picked it up today to guard the gate. Is there some misunderstanding between you two? Why are you crying again? Lin Tiantian burst into tears. Boo-hoo! I can't even defeat the spirit beast guarding Xiaoyao Peak. Yikong smiled reassuringly. Don't worry. If you cultivate this technique well, I guarantee Xiao Hei won't be your opponent. Lin Tiantian wiped her tears. Secret of the underworld? Is it really that powerful? Of course, Yikong said confidently. This is the supreme secret manual of Xiaoyao Peak. Every time you break through a level, your cultivation will double. Practice well, and I guarantee no one on Xiaoyao Peak will be able to defeat you, except your master. Lin Tiantian thought silently. There are only 2 people on this peak. Still, she accepted the book. Master, rest assured, I will cultivate diligently. But inwardly she sneered. Even if this secret of the underworld isn't as powerful as he claims, I'll display my talent through it. Then he'll realize what a mistake it was to make a cultivation genius like me wash dishes. Suddenly, both of them sensed something. Yikong's eyes narrowed. Killing intent. A deep voice echoed through the mountains. It's definitely this scent. The woman's remaining soul escaped to the underworld. A demonic figure appeared. Killing her would be a great achievement. I just don't know where she's hiding in this mountain. His eyes gleamed coldly. Fine. I'll split the mountain in half. I don't believe she won't show herself. He was the golden-horned Demon King. The Demon King attacked. Xiao He rushed forward to block the strike. Facing certain death, Xiao He closed her eyes. Just as death seemed inevitable, Xiao He suddenly remembered Yikong. Her fear vanished. Her eyes hardened with resolve. With a sharp cry, she leapt forward, and effortlessly stopped the Demon King's attack. The golden-horned Demon King froze in shock. How dare a mere little demon ruin my business? Xiao He stood firmly in front of Xiaoyao Peak, her aura surging as she prepared to fight. The Demon King sneered. You claim to be the guardian beast of this mountain and dare stop me from destroying it? You haven't even fully transformed, yet you dare lecture me? Fine. I'll chop you into pieces first. Just as he raised his weapon. Clang! A small stone struck his weapon, knocking it aside. The Demon King's eyes widened. Who dares interfere? A calm figure stepped forward. It was Yikong. I am the master of Xiaoyao Peak, Yikong said indifferently. Who are you to come here, cause trouble, and injure my pet? The Demon King laughed coldly. Listen carefully, brat. I am the golden-horned Demon King. By order of the Demon Empress, I am here to capture Lin Tiantian. I know she's hiding in this mountain. Hand her over obediently, and I'll spare your life. Yikong smiled faintly. You want me to hand someone over? Even the heavenly Tao can't take anyone from me. What's a Demon Empress worth? The Demon King roared in rage. A mere chi-refining cultivator dares speak disrespectfully of the Demon Empress? Because of your ignorance, the Xinghe sect will be destroyed. Yikong shook his head lightly. Ignorant? Do you even know what kind of existence I am? In the next instant, Yikong raised his hand. Invisible spiritual hands descended from the void, grabbing the Demon King like a toy. The Demon King screamed in terror. Who are you? How can someone in the chi-refining stage possess such power? Yikong replied calmly. Of course I'm at the chi-refining stage. Then he added casually. I'm just at the 3000th level of chi-refining. Boom! The Demon King was crushed into nothingness. Yikong casually retrieved the Demon King's demon pill and tossed it to Xiao He. Here, Xiao He. This is the demon pill of that bull demon. Swallow it, it'll be very useful. The moment Xiao He consumed it, her body erupted with light. Her form shifted, and she transformed into a human girl. Xiao He stared down at herself in shock, then joyfully grabbed her chest. I transformed. I really transformed. Thank you, Master. I'll definitely use this body to repay Master's kindness. Yikong choked. What do you mean by repay with your body? If you say things like that, people will misunderstand. He sighed inwardly. Forget it. I'll teach her proper human speech later. The next day, Lin Tiantian sat beneath the mountain, cultivating quietly as her aura surged. The 9 Dragons Tyrant body was my primary cultivation method in my past life, she murmured. I've finally mastered it again. Her eyes shone. Thanks to the secret of the underworld. I didn't expect this technique to actually expand my spiritual sea, allowing me to cultivate the 9 Dragons Tyrant body at the chi-refining stage. It seems I didn't choose the wrong master. Suddenly, a voice came from behind her. Of course you made the right choice, Yikong said smugly. Taking me as your master is the wisest decision you've ever made in your life. Lin Tiantian jumped in shock. Master! How can you sneak up behind someone and eavesdrop? I wasn't eavesdropping, Yikong replied seriously. I came here to fish. Then I saw you stirring up the sea. Were you trying to fry the fish in the sea of bitterness? I wasn't frying fish, Lin Tiantian snapped. I was practicing martial arts. If you weren't my master, she thought darkly, I'd crush you with one hand right now. Yikong chuckled. Working hard, huh? So how far have you cultivated the secret of the underworld? Lin Tiantian straightened proudly. If master finds out how fast I progressed, he'll be shocked by my talent, she said confidently. Master, after cultivating all night, I've already reached the 5th level of the secret of the underworld. Yikong froze. Lin Tiantian noticed his expression and smiled inwardly. As expected. He's so shocked he can't even speak. I'm the great Empress, get used to it. But Yikong was thinking something entirely different. She trained all night, and only reached the 5th level? I mastered this technique in minutes. Her talent is terrible. Lin Tiantian asked. Master, where's Xiao Hei? I wasn't in good condition yesterday. I'll have a proper fight with her today. Before Yikong could answer, voices echoed nearby. Search carefully. Don't miss any spot. Yikong turned and frowned. Disciples of Beast-Taming Peak, why have you come to Xiaoyao Peak? Are you here to breed turtles in the Sea of Bitterness? One disciple scoffed. We're here to search for a spirit beast. What you do in your stupid pond is none of our business. Yikong's eyes darkened. Xiao Hei's transformation last night caused too much disturbance. The old man from Beast-Taming Peak must have noticed. Lin Tiantian stepped forward angrily. Even if there are spirit beasts on Xiaoyao Peak, they belong to Xiaoyao Peak. What does that have to do with Beast-Taming Peak? A man walked out slowly. That's not correct. His aura was oppressive. According to Xinghe sect rules, any ownerless spirit beast can be claimed by any peak. So even if it's on Xiaoyao Peak, it doesn't mean it belongs to you. It was Qin Shou, an elder of Beast-Taming Peak, Golden Core Cultivation, Lin Tiantian said coldly. Then you're late. The spirit beast already belongs to my master. Qin Shou raised an eyebrow. Oh? Did the spirit beast acknowledge your master? He sneered. Girl, it's up to the spirit beast itself to decide. The disciples laughed. That's right. Spirit beasts can't even speak before transforming. You're just trying to rob it. Lin Tiantian shrugged. If that's what you want to believe, so be it. Why are you standing around? A disciple shouted. Hurry up and find the spirit beast. Lin Tiantian glanced at Yikong. Master is only at the qi refining stage. I can't rely on him to protect Xiaoyao Peak's dignity, but with my past life memories and emperor techniques, ordinary foundation establishment cultivators are no match for me. As for this golden core cultivator, he probably won't even have the face to fight me. She stepped forward decisively. This is too much bullying. Today I, Lin Tiantian, will let you know. My Xiaoyao Peak is not a nobody. Before she could attack. Boom! Someone struck first. Several Beast-Taming Peak disciples were sent flying, badly injured. Everyone was stunned. Lin Tiantian blinked. What? I haven't even started yet. Who's there? A disciple shouted. You dare attack Beast-Taming Peak disciples? Come out if you have the guts! Another scream followed. A slender figure stepped forward, eyes cold. Those who invade Xiaoyao Peak, only death awaits them. It was Xiao Hei. Qin Shou's pupils shrank. A transformed spirit beast? Lin Tiantian stared in disbelief and turned to Yikong. Xiao Hei? She clearly hadn't transformed yesterday. Yikong scratched his head. Maybe something magical happened. Qin Shou's heart burned with greed. A transformed spirit beast. If I get her, my combat power will increase by at least 50%. She must be mine. He smiled and said, Uncle Master Yi, how about this? I'll exchange a top-grade foundation establishment pill for this spirit beast. Yikong waved his hand dismissively. With my qualifications, even the best foundation establishment pill wouldn't help me establish a foundation. It's useless to me. Lin Tiantian was stunned. How bad are his qualifications, Exactly, Qin Shou's smile faded. Since Uncle Master is unwilling to exchange, then I'll take my leave. But in the next instant, he suddenly flicked his wrist. A rope shot out like lightning and wrapped tightly around Xiaohei, binding her completely. Qin Shou sneered and said, Uncle Yi, at your qi refining stage, you don't deserve to own a spirit beast. You'd better hand it over to me, so I can serve the sect properly. Hearing this, Lin Tian stepped forward and attacked Qin Shou. However, Qin Shou easily blocked her strike and coldly said, You're only at the qi refining stage, yet you dare to attack me? With a casual push, he sent Lin Tian flying backward. But deep inside, Qin Shou was shocked. That palm just now made my qi surge. Is she really only at the qi refining stage? At that moment, Yikong spoke calmly. All right, stop fighting. But Lin Tian clenched her fists and replied stubbornly, Master, please don't stop me. No matter what you say today, I will never let this shameless bastard take Xiaohei away. Yikong smiled faintly. Don't worry. He can't take Xiaohei. In his heart, Yikong thought, how could a golden core cultivator's magic weapon possibly restrain a spirit beast that has consumed the demon king's inner elixir? Just then, Xiaohei broke free effortlessly. Seeing this, Qin Shou's face turned pale. What? My demon-binding rope? Before he could react, Xiaohei rushed forward to attack. Qin Shou panicked. She's aiming for my eyes. I won't let you succeed. But instead, Xiaohei suddenly shoved 2 fingers straight into his nostrils, lifted him up, and threw him far away. She shouted angrily, Bad guy! Get the hell out of here! Qin Shou was utterly defeated. Seeing this, Lin Tian was stunned. A golden core cultivator, defeated by Xiaohei in a single move? Could she really be a demon king? Xiaohei then ran back happily and said, Master, I defeated all the invaders. Yikong nodded with satisfaction. Not bad. I knew Xiaohei would be good at this. Keep it up. By the way, disciple, didn't you say you wanted to challenge Xiaohei? Lin Tian's face stiffened. And no. I'm a bit tired. I stayed up late last night, so I'll go back to rest first. Xiaohei tilted her head and smiled. Then I'll play with you tomorrow. Watching her leave, Yikong sighed inwardly. I've taken in a foolish disciple. I'll have to think of a way to improve her cultivation. That night, Yikong came to the river to fish. He muttered to himself. It's the perfect time for fishing, dark moon, strong wind. I have a feeling I'll get a big catch tonight. Suddenly, his attention shifted toward the bushes. Behind them, several disciples whispered. This Yikong really thinks we can't touch him just because he has a spirit beast. He still has the mood to fish. Another disciple asked nervously. That spirit beast is extremely powerful. Can Fingzi really subdue it? The senior disciple smirked. Don't worry. To deal with the transformed spirit beast, the peak master gave Fingzi the demon-subduing golden bowl. No matter how strong it is, it won't escape. He lowered his voice. And to prevent Yikong from interfering, I brought the 10,000 beasts soul-bewitching incense. It can stun 10,000 monsters. If this qi-refining idiot inhales even a little, he'll sleep for a month. They quietly threw the incense toward Yikong. Yikong looked at it curiously. Oh? Who's burning incense at this hour? The disciples burst into laughter. Yikong sniffed and nodded. It's pretty strong, reminds me of when I used to smoke huaji. I'll keep it here, it'll help keep me refreshed. The disciples were dumbfounded. Why didn't he pass out? Could it be the dosage isn't enough? Throw everything at him. I don't believe we can't knock him out. They dumped all the incense toward Yikong. But Yikong remained fully focused on fishing. Suddenly his rod bent. Ha ha! I knew I'd get lucky tonight. He pulled up a fish and casually used the incense to smoke and grill it. Seeing this, the disciples were completely shocked. He used our beast incense to make smoked fish? What's going on? Did I bring the wrong incense? Could it be fake? At that moment, Yikong glanced toward the bushes. The next instant, All the disciples collapsed unconscious, overwhelmed by the incense themselves. Elsewhere, Xiao Hei was feeding ants. She said innocently, "Master said this thing is called a steamed bun. It's really delicious. You can try it too." Suddenly, Qin Shou appeared behind her. "Girl, you've been deceived by Uncle Yi. Steamed buns are food for the lower class. The fact that he gave you this shows he doesn't care about you at all." Lin Tian immediately became alert. "You bastard! How dare you slander my master in front of me? I won't forgive you!" But this time, Qin Shou was fully prepared. He raised the treasure and shouted, "Demon-subduing golden bowl, capture her!" Xiao Hei was trapped instantly. Qin Shou laughed smugly. "Even a transformed spirit beast can't escape this bowl. Come back with me to Beast-Taming Peak and acknowledge me as your master. I'll give you endless delicacies from land and sea. You can fight as much as you want," he continued arrogantly. "This is the most precious treasure of my Beast-Taming Peak. It can trap even the fiercest spirit beasts. No matter how hard you struggle, you won't leave a scratch." Suddenly, clang! Something struck the golden bowl. Qin Shou's heart skipped a beat. "Who's there?" Silence. Everyone from Xiaoyao Peak should already be bewitched. Could people from other peaks be interfering? The longer the night drags on, the more trouble it brings. I should leave quickly. He looked down, and froze. A fish bone was lodged into the golden bowl. "What?" he screamed. "The demon-subduing golden bowl, pierced by a fish bone? How is that possible?" Taking advantage of the moment, Xiao Hei shattered the golden bowl, punched Qin Shou square in the face, and sent him flying. Terrified, Qin Shou begged, "Wait! I'll leave Xiaoyao Peak right now. I won't do anything." But Xiao Hei's expression turned cold. She was furious. That night, Qin Shou was beaten relentlessly until dawn. The next morning, Lin Tian woke up, confused. "I was cultivating last night. Why did I suddenly fall asleep?" She shook her head. "Forget it. I'll wash up first." When she stepped outside, she froze. Qin Shou was standing there. Enraged, Lin Tian shouted, "You people from Beast-Taming Peak have gone too far, blocking the entrance of Xiaoyao Peak so early in the morning. You're forcing me to take action." But Qin Shou was already beaten beyond recognition, his face swollen like a pig's head. Lin Tian didn't hesitate and beat him up even more. Crying in despair, Qin Shou shouted, I will never come to Xiaoyao Peak again." The scene then shifted to Heavenly Sword Peak, where Qing was demonstrating swordsmanship to his disciples. Qing calmly said, "Watch carefully. This move is called 9 Shadows Chasing Souls." As his sword flashed, 9 sword energies split apart and swept forward. A disciple exclaimed in shock, "Senior brother's sword can actually transform into 9 sword energies. This is truly eye-opening." Another disciple said with admiration, "Of course. Do you think he's called the Little Sword God for nothing? If I can reach even half of senior brother's level in this lifetime, my life will not be in vain." Chen Chongqing sneered inwardly. "With your talent, reaching even 1/10 of my level would already be a miracle, and you still dream of half?" He continued thinking, among this year's new disciples, the only one truly talented is Lin Tian. Yet she actually rejected my invitation and chose to join Xiaoyao Peak. At that moment, a female disciple shyly stepped forward. "Senior brother, I didn't see that move clearly. Could you give me some pointers?" Another girl quickly added, "Teach me too, senior brother. I didn't understand it either." The girls began arguing among themselves. "Teach me first." "Bah, you're not the only one." Qin Chongqing suddenly realized something. "I see. So that's why she rejected me. Lin Tian must have known I'm popular among female disciples, so she deliberately refused me. What a clever move." His eyes narrowed. "Lin Tian, you've truly succeeded in catching my attention. But now that I understand everything, how can I allow you to stay with that trash any longer? Wait for me. I will come to Xiaoyao Peak and take you back." At Xiaoyao Peak, Lin Tian was cultivating when someone said, "Sister Tian Tian, I've come to learn from you." Nearby, Xiaohei walked toward Lin Tian, but before she could reach her, Lin Tian suddenly turned and ran away. Xiaohei blinked in confusion. Huh! Where did she go? Lin Tian sprinted away at full speed, thinking, with my current cultivation, I'm no match for Xiaohei. I must avoid her until I finish building my foundation. Just then, someone blocked her path. Chen Changqing appeared and smiled. Junior Sister Lin, how are you? Lin Tian was startled. Who are you? Chen Changqing froze for a moment, then raised his voice. Me, Chen Changqing of Heavenly Sword Peak. Didn't I invite Junior Sister Lin to join Heavenly Sword Peak during the disciple recruitment ceremony? Lin Tian nodded faintly. Oh, right, there was someone. Why are you at Xiaoyao Peak? Are you also here to get Xiaohei's attention? Chen Changqing was momentarily confused. He knew nothing about Xiaohei, but quickly said, I came this time to invite Junior Sister Lin to cultivate at Heavenly Sword Peak. Lin Tian shook her head. I'm already a disciple of Xiaoyao Peak. Why should I go to Heavenly Sword Peak to cultivate? Chen Changqing immediately took out a book. Wait. As long as Junior Sister Lin is willing to come, I will personally teach you the Wind Shadow Sword Art, the secret technique of Heavenly Sword Peak. Lin Tian glanced at the book and thought, a secret technique of Heavenly Sword Peak? Master taught me the secret of the underworld, which greatly raised my cultivation. If this Wind Shadow Sword Art has a similar effect, it might be worth considering, she smiled faintly. Senior Brother Qin, may I take a look at it first? Of course, Chen Changqing said confidently. Feel free to read it. After flipping through the pages, Lin Tian frowned. Senior Brother Chen, are you sure you didn't make a mistake? This is supposed to be a secret sword technique? Chen Changqing nodded firmly. That's right. And not just any secret technique, it's a 9th top-ranked mysterious level sword art, extremely valuable. Junior Sister Lin, you must seize this opportunity. Lin Tian sneered inwardly. Martial arts are divided into 6 levels: divine, holy, heavenly, earthly, mysterious, and yellow. The worst technique I've ever practiced was heavenly level, and he's trying to fool me with a mysterious level 1? She handed the book back calmly. Senior brother, this sword technique is too powerful for me. I'd better stay at Xiaoyao Peak. Junior sister, don't go! Chen Changqing called out urgently. I'll teach you myself. He clenched his teeth in frustration. If I had known she'd see through it, I should have brought a yellow-gray technique instead. Elsewhere, Yi Kong was crafting something while muttering. A feather duster made from phoenix feathers contains the true meaning of the Tao. Good disciple, as long as you follow your master, you can just lie back and let me carry you to the skies. Meanwhile, Lin Tian was bathing. Suddenly Yi Kong walked in and said, Disciple, your master brought you something good. Lin Tian screamed in shock. Master! How can you come in without knocking? Yi Kong waved his hand. You're always hiding inside and bathing. No wonder your cultivation progresses so slowly. Put your clothes on, I have something to discuss. I'll wait outside. Lin Tian was stunned. He actually thinks my cultivation speed is slow? I've already broken through from the 6th to the 7th level of qi refining in just a few days. I didn't tell him because I was afraid of scaring him. After changing, Lin Tian came out. Master, why were you looking for me? Yi Kong proudly showed her the object. Look at this. Your master prepared it specially to help you cultivate. Lin Tian's eyes widened. Why, you're not telling me to clean the house with this feather duster, are you? My room is already spotless. Yi Kong snorted. Clean? Of course not. It's for whipping you. He grabbed her hand and pulled her toward the room. Lin Tian's thoughts exploded. You, just a qi refining cultivator, dare to whip this Empress? She shouted angrily. Master, get out right now! Otherwise I'll crush you with one hand. Yi Kong said calmly. Disciple, trust your master. Just one stick of incense. Go lie on the bed. I said get out! Lin Tian screamed. But Yi Kong ignored her, pressed her down, and raised the feather duster. Lin Tian was utterly shocked. What? This feeling, it's going straight to my soul. I can't hold on anymore. Yi Kong said seriously. Disciple, focus your mind and comprehend the great Tao with your heart. Lin Tian trembled as realization dawned. That's it, this is the meaning of the Tao. So the feather duster in Master's hand is truly a treasure. I misunderstood him again. She cried out. Master, whip me more! Yi Kong grinned. Oh? Very well. Lin Tian's screams echoed throughout the room. Outside, Qing Changqing was approaching, holding a book. Junior Sister Lin, I found you a yellow-grade mid-level sword technique. I guarantee you'll be able to learn it. Suddenly, he heard Lin Tian's voice from inside. Master, harder! That's it, ah! Qing Changqing froze. Looking ahead, his expression twisted in rage. Yi Kong! You dare touch my woman, I'll kill you! Before he could act, Xiao Hei appeared behind him and struck his head hard, knocking him unconscious. Dragging him away, Xiao Hei snorted. You dare threaten my master with such little strength? The next morning, Lin Tian woke up comfortably. It's already morning. Ow! That hurts. She frowned. Yesterday, I asked Master to whip me, but he really showed no mercy. I can't let those whips be for nothing. I need to see if my cultivation improved. She sat down to cultivate, and her eyes widened. What? I've reached the 9th level of Qi refining? I was only at the 7th level before. She was stunned. What kind of magic weapon is that feather duster? It helped me cross 2 small realms. She took a deep breath. Now that I've reached the 9th level, it's time to build my foundation. I must prepare proper materials. Her eyes gleamed with confidence. With my talent, using ordinary foundation building items would only waste my potential. Xinghe Sec certainly has nothing worthy of me. A faint smile appeared on her lips. Fortunately, I was well prepared. It's time to activate the hidden chess pieces I laid down in my previous life. With that, Lin Tian began activating her secret techniques once more. The scene shifts to the headquarters of Dakian Commercial Bank. Inside the Grand Hall, a middle-aged man sat calmly at the head seat. He was Xiao Yuan, the chairman of Dakian Commercial Bank. He looked over the account books and said lightly, This month's revenue is 30% higher than last month. It seems the pills we purchased earlier are selling extremely well. After a brief pause, he continued, However, the cost of sea coral imported from the southern border has risen. We need to find a way to increase its value. After all, sea coral is excellent for strengthening the kidneys and rejuvenating the body. I don't believe it can't be sold at a high price. Suddenly his expression changed. Her Majesty's 1,000-mile massage. Her Majesty is still alive? He narrowed his eyes in disbelief. She actually asked me to prepare materials for foundation building? It seems that even if she survived, all her cultivation is gone. Otherwise, why would she bother cultivating from scratch again? A cold smile appeared on his face. Your Majesty, I do indeed possess the top-quality foundation building materials you want. But why should I give them to you for free? Do you really think you're still the ruthless Empress who once commanded everyone? He chuckled mockingly. Considering our past relationship as ruler and subject, I'll give you a precious red chicken bone. Just use that to build your foundation. Ha! The scene shifts again. At Xiaoyao Peak, Yi Kong stood with his hands behind his back and muttered. Since my disciple has already reached the 9th level of Qi refining, I, as her master, should naturally prepare the items needed for her foundation building. He opened a small box and looked at its contents. This precious phoenix bone contains the essence and blood of a true phoenix. It is most suitable for my disciple to build her foundation. He suddenly frowned. Wait, she isn't taking a shower in her room again, right? Yi Kong walked to Lin Tian's door and knocked politely. Disciple, it's your master. Is it convenient for me to come in now? From inside, Lin Tian's voice replied quickly. Master, please don't come in yet. If you have something to say, please speak outside. Yi Kong sighed inwardly. As expected, she's bathing again. Fortunately, he had asked first. He said aloud, "It's nothing important. I noticed you've reached the 9th level of chi refining, so your master prepared some foundation building materials for you. I'll leave them at your door, remember to take them." He placed the box down gently and thought, when my disciple sees that the item I prepared is a phoenix bone, she'll probably be so moved that she'll cry. Yi Kong shook his head. But I can't stand seeing girls cry. I'd better go fishing. With that, he turned and left. Moments later, a spiritual bird flew down and landed on the roof of Lin Tian's house. A box was clutched in its beak, which it gently dropped in front of her door. When Lin Tian opened the door, she froze. "There are 2 boxes?" She looked up at the bird and immediately understood. So the foundation building materials Xiao Yuan sent have also arrived. She opened one box and examined its contents. The precious bone of the red bird? How dare he try to deceive this Empress with such a thing? Her expression changed slightly. Wait, this red bird bone must be from Master. The foundation building item I asked Xiao Yuan to prepare should be in the other box. She opened the second box. Instantly, brilliant light burst forth, growing brighter and brighter. Lin Tian was stunned. That's right, this is the top-grade foundation building item I wanted. She nodded in satisfaction. Xiao Yuan was indeed attentive. I wasn't wrong about him. She glanced at the red bird bone and sighed softly. With Master's ability, obtaining this red bird bone is already his limit. I appreciate your kindness. Lin Tian returned to her room, placed the chicken bone before her, and sat down cross-legged. This time, with the best foundation building materials, I will surely build a perfect foundation, she said confidently. In the future, surpassing my previous life will be no problem. Her eyes shone with ambition. By then, I will hold up Xiaoyao Peak with my left hand and Xinghe Sect with my right. Even Master will bow at my feet. She began cultivating. Suddenly, dazzling light erupted from the chicken bone, forming the illusory figure of a phoenix that soared into the sky. High above, Luo Yantian, the sect master of Xinghe Sect, noticed the phenomenon. A strange phenomenon of heaven and earth has appeared above Xiaoyao Peak, he said solemnly. Could it be that a genius is making a breakthrough there? The great elder asked. Sect master, do you think this extraordinary talent is Yi Kong? Luo Yantian nodded slightly. We'll know once we go and take a look. Soon they arrived near Xiaoyao Peak. The great elder pointed upward. Sect master, the strange phenomenon is right above the main hall of Xiaoyao Peak. It must be caused by Yi Kong building his foundation. There's no doubt about it. Luo Yantian sighed with emotion. I didn't expect Yi Kong to make such progress. The former sect master would be smiling in heaven. At the riverbank, Yi Kong looked up and frowned. Why is this phoenix shadow screaming like that? He complained. It scared away all my fish. He waved his hand impatiently. Get out of the way and don't disturb me while I'm fishing. With just that casual gesture, the strange phenomenon instantly dispersed. Seeing this, Luo Yaotian was shocked. How did the phenomenon of heaven and earth suddenly disappear? The great elder exclaimed. Sect master, look! The strange phenomenon has moved. It's now above Beast Taming Peak. Luo Yaotian was stunned. What's going on? Why is the strange phenomenon visiting us one after another? All the disciples looked up in excitement. Hey, look! What's that in the sky? At Beast Taming Peak, Qinhui, the peak master, spoke calmly. Don't panic. This is a phenomenon of heaven and earth caused by a genius making a breakthrough. A disciple immediately said excitedly. Senior brother Qin Shou is currently in seclusion, attempting to break through to the nascent soul stage. The peerless genius master is talking about must be senior brother Qin Shou. The sky continued to glow as fate quietly set its next move in motion. The sect master and the great elder soon arrived at Beast Taming Peak. When they saw the strange phenomenon above the mountain, both of them were visibly surprised. Qin Hui stepped forward and said respectfully, Sect master, great elder, are you here because of this strange phenomenon? The sect master nodded. That's right, Peak Master Qin. Has anyone from Beast Taming Peak made a breakthrough? Qin Wei clasped his hands and replied. Reporting to the sect master, at present, throughout the entire Beast Taming Peak, only my disciple Qin Shou is in seclusion, attempting to break through to the nascent soul stage. The great elder stroked his beard and said, It seems this strange phenomenon of heaven and earth was caused by Qin Shou and has nothing to do with Yi Kong. Qin Wei laughed lightly. Great elder must be joking again. Yi Kong is merely a qi refining cultivator. How could he possibly have the ability to cause such a heaven and earth phenomenon? The sect master nodded thoughtfully. Peak Master Qin may not know this, but the strange phenomenon first appeared above Xiaoyao Peak. However, now it seems that was merely a detour. He continued calmly. Since we have already identified the cause of this phenomenon, we won't stay here any longer. When Qin Shou emerges from seclusion, have him come to Xinghe Palace. I have a great reward prepared for him. Qin Wei bowed deeply. Qin Wei thanks the sect master on behalf of my disciple. After the sect master and the great elder left, Qin Wei's expression darkened. Humph! He snorted coldly. Seeing that my disciple Qin Shou has the potential to become an emperor, you want to come and poach him? His eyes flickered with ambition. Luo Yantian, how could I possibly let you succeed? Sit on that throne for a few more years. When my disciple becomes a great emperor, that will be the day Xinghe sect truly changes hands. The scene shifts back to Xiaoyao Peak. Yi Kong was sitting leisurely, enjoying his food as he said happily. Being able to fish and eat skewers at the same time, this is truly one of life's greatest pleasures. At that moment, a voice sounded behind him. Master, your disciple has successfully established her foundation. Lin Tian walked forward to meet Yi Kong. When Yi Kong looked at her, he was briefly surprised, but soon returned his attention to the food in his hands. Seeing this, Lin Tian was stunned. How can he be so calm when I've already established my foundation? No wonder he's still stuck at qi refining. He doesn't even want to improve. She spoke aloud. Master, your disciple is now in the foundation building stage. Don't you have anything to say? Inwardly, she added, he's far too lazy. I need to stimulate him more. Yi Kong nodded casually. All right, then I'll say a few words. He said seriously. You've just established your foundation. You must consolidate your realm and not become arrogant. You still have a long road ahead. Lin Tian nearly choked on her own breath. Master, don't you feel embarrassed saying that? I've already built my foundation, and you're still at qi refining. How can you say this so calmly without even flinching? Just then. Dong! A deep bell sound echoed throughout the sect. Both of them were startled. Yi Kong said, That's the bell rung by the sect master to summon the 5 peak masters for a meeting. He stood up and added, Disciple, your master has to attend a meeting. You stay at Xiaoyao Peak and continue cultivating. Don't slack off. Lin Tian replied obediently. Yes, master. But in her heart, she muttered, You're the only one in Xiaoyao Peak who slacks off every single day. After Yi Kong left, Lin Tian sighed. Master is really too hard to deal with. She straightened her posture. From now on, I'll be the only one who can properly take care of Xiaoyao Peak. The scene shifts to Xinghe Palace. All the peak masters had gathered inside the grand hall. Qin Wei spoke first. Sect master summoned all of us peak masters here. What important matter is this? The sect master replied. I called everyone here today to announce 3 matters. However, the master of Xiaoyao Peak has not yet arrived, so we'll wait a little longer. Qin Wei frowned and said disdainfully, What's the point of waiting for a peak master who's only here to make up the numbers? He continued coldly. In my opinion, Xiaoyao Peak should be assigned to my beast-taming peak. That way, I can cultivate more spirit beasts for the sect. At that moment, a calm voice echoed through the hall. Senior brother Qin has quite the appetite. Yi Kong said as he walked in. You're so eager to annex Xiaoyao Peak and expand your influence. Are you trying to set your sights on the position of sect master as well? Everyone turned in shock when they saw Yi Kong. Qin Wei immediately snapped. Don't talk nonsense. Inside, his heart skipped a beat. How did he know? Was I being too obvious? Qin Shou stepped forward angrily and shouted. Uncle Yikong, my master merely came to discuss matters because you were late, yet you falsely accuse him of coveting the sect leader's position. You must give an explanation. Yikong smiled faintly. Fine, he said calmly. As long as your master dares to accept a soul search and proves that he has no intention of becoming the sect master, I'll give Xiaoyao Peak to Beast Taming Peak. Before Qin Wei could respond, the sect master slammed his hand on the table. Enough, he shouted. This is getting more and more ridiculous. Stop it now. He swept his gaze across the hall. Now that the 5 peak masters have arrived, let's begin discussing official matters. At that moment, another peak master spoke up. Although Yikong is only a chi refining cultivator, he is still the master of Xiaoyao Peak. But Qin Shou is merely a disciple of Beast Taming Peak. What qualifications does he have to participate in this meeting? Yikong glanced over and thought silently. Qin Chunyang is clearly targeting Qin Shou, yet he still has to drag me into it. Just as annoying as his disciple, the sect master finally said. I asked Peak Master Qin Wei to bring Qin Shou here today precisely because of this. He paused, then continued solemnly. This is actually the first matter I intend to announce. I was the one who asked Peak Master Qin to bring Qin Shou here. In fact, this is the first matter I intended to announce today. The sect master's voice rang clearly through the hall. Disciple Qin Shou of Beast Taming Peak has broken through to the nascent soul stage, triggering a heavenly phenomenon. He possesses the bearing of a great emperor. As a special reward, he is granted a nascent soul stage artifact. Qin Shou's heart trembled with excitement. The purple gold pagoda. He stepped forward respectfully and said, This disciple humbly thanks the sect master for the reward. At that moment Yikong spoke with a faint smile. It is said that senior nephew Qin Changqing is the number 1 among the younger generation of our Star River sect. However, since senior nephew Qin Shou possesses the bearing of a great emperor, he is likely to surpass him in the future. The moment those words fell, Qin Chunyang's expression darkened. What bearing of a great emperor? Since joining the sect, my disciple Changqing has always outshone Qin Shou. If anyone possesses the bearing of a great emperor, it should be my disciple, Qin Changqing. Qin Wei slammed his hand down and shouted. Nonsense! When Qin Changqing broke through to the nascent soul stage, he didn't trigger any heavenly phenomenon. Qin Chunyang sneered. Everyone knows Beast Taming Peak is full of chaotic things. This so-called heavenly phenomenon might just be something you fabricated yourselves. Qin Wei laughed coldly. Good one, Qin Chunyang. Are you implying that Beast Taming Peak is faking it? Another peak master joined in mockingly. Isn't that likely? Otherwise, how could your disciple be worthy of triggering a heavenly phenomenon? Yikong listened from the side, thoroughly enjoying the show. Suddenly, the sect master shouted. Enough! Everyone, shut up! You, Peak Master of Beast Taming Peak, and you, Peak Master of Sky Sword Peak, how can you argue like this? This is utterly disgraceful. Qin Wei bowed slightly and said, Sect Master, it was Qin Chunyang who started this by claiming my disciple is inferior to Qin Changqing. Qin Chunyang snorted. I'm only speaking the truth. Qin Shou is indeed no match for Qin Changqing. The sect master raised his hand. Enough. Both Qin Changqing and Qin Shou are outstanding talents among the younger generation of our Xinghe sect. As for who is stronger, that will be revealed during the 5 Peaks competition. Qin Chunyang's eyes lit up. When does the sect master plan to hold this year's 5 Peaks competition? This, the sect master said solemnly, is the second matter I wish to announce. On the 15th day of next month, the once in 10 years 5 Peaks competition will officially be held. Everyone, return to your respective peaks and urge your disciples to cultivate diligently and prepare well. All present cupped their fists. We follow the sect master's orders. The sect master then turned to an elder. As for the third matter, a rogue flood dragon has been causing trouble in the great Yen kingdom. The kingdom is unable to handle it, and has sought help from our Star River sect. Since Great Yen pays tribute to us every year, it would be inappropriate to ignore their plea. Whoever is free, go handle it. Qin Shou immediately stepped forward. Sect Master, I, Qin Shou, am willing to. Before he could finish, Qin Wei interjected. Among the 5 peak masters, the most free is undoubtedly Yi Kong. Moreover, since Yi Kong became the peak master of Xiaoyao Peak, he has yet to achieve any notable accomplishments. Now that there is an opportunity to contribute to the sect, we can certainly give it to him. Yi Kong sneered inwardly. There's obviously something fishy about this task. I'm not taking it. What can you do about it? At that moment, a translucent screen appeared before his eyes. Special mission detected. Host must take the sect mission of the Great Yen Kingdom. Reward: clues to help the host build his foundation. Yi Kong's pupils shrank. What? Foundation? So I can actually reach the foundation establishment stage? He immediately clasped his fists and declared loudly. Sect Master, I'll take this task. None of you are allowed to take it from me. If anyone tries, I'll go after them. The elder stared at him in shock. Even the sect master was taken aback. Since Peak Master Yi is so eager, then this task will be entrusted to you. After the meeting, Qin Shou frowned and whispered to Qin Wei. Master, a mere flood dragon is something I can handle. Why give the credit to Yi Kong? Qin Wei smiled faintly. Haven't you always wanted that shape-shifting spirit beast from Xiaoyao Peak? If Yi Kong doesn't leave the mountain, how can I capture it and give it to you? Some time later, Yi Kong was rummaging through his room. Lin Tiantian stared at him in disbelief. Master, you're going to the Great Yen Kingdom to deal with a flood dragon? Do you even know what level of demon beast the flood dragon is? You're too naive, she continued urgently. Even a newly born flood dragon has the strength of a second-tier demon beast, equivalent to the foundation establishment stage of a human. An adult flood dragon is at least a demon king, at the level of someone like Xiao He. Yi Kong paid little attention. Suddenly his eyes lit up. I found it. Lin Tiantian blinked. Did you find some kind of treasure? Yi Kong pulled out an old wooden sword. It's the peachwood sword I personally crafted when I was practicing swordsmanship back then. I thought I burned it as firewood, but it turns out I just tossed it under the bed. Lin Tiantian's face fell in disappointment. Then she snapped angrily. Weren't you listening to what I just said? I heard everything, Yi Kong replied calmly. But don't say it's just a flood dragon. In my eyes, even a true dragon is no different from a mudfish. You can rest assured. Lin Tiantian was speechless. Laughable. Even I, who was an empress in my past life, wouldn't dare say such a thing. This isn't bragging anymore. This is like an ant claiming it defeated an elephant. Soon Yi Kong prepared to depart. All right. While I'm away, if you two have time, focus on cultivating. If not, just sleep. In any case, don't leave Xiaoyao Peak. Xiao He nodded obediently. Yes, master. Xiao He won't go anywhere. Lin Tiantian glared at Yi Kong and said stiffly. Disciple, obeys. But in her heart she sighed. Master, you're underestimating the situation. If I don't secretly protect you, the next person to descend the mountain might not make it back. Sigh, this Empress really worries too much for her master. Yi Kong turned and began to leave. Lin Tiantian watched his figure disappear into the distance. After Yi Kong had gone far enough, he waved casually. Take care. Lin Tiantian turned to Xiao He and whispered. Be good and stay on Xiao Peak. I'll go protect Master. Otherwise he might end up as nothing but scraps left by that flood dragon. Xiao He's eyes widened in surprise. Does Master really need Yao Yao's protection? Soon, we see someone quietly following Yi Kong. Yi Kong continues on his journey, moving steadily forward. Before long, it becomes clear that the one following him is Lin Tiantian. Yi Kong has already noticed her presence, and he thinks to himself, this Lin Yao Yao is far too playful. I clearly told her to stay on Xiaoyao Peak and focus on her cultivation, yet she still secretly followed me. Xiao He is at least obedient, but that old man Qin will probably try to target Xiao Hei while I'm away. I need to prepare a backup plan. With that thought, Yi Kong suddenly leaps forward and accelerates at astonishing speed. Lin Tiantian is startled by the sudden burst of movement, and almost panics. Yi Kong continues ahead and calmly thinks, now I can deal with the demon beast with peace of mind. Behind him, Lin Tiantian says in shock, what was that tremor just now? The scene shifts to the imperial city of the Great Yan Kingdom. Citizens are discussing excitedly. What? The Star River sect actually sent a peak master to deal with that wicked flood dragon? Exactly. A man then asks. Is it a man or a woman? How old is this peak master? This man is none other than the Emperor of the Great Yan Kingdom. A soldier replies respectfully. Reporting to your majesty, it is a man who looks very young, around 20 years old. The Emperor's eyes light up as he thinks, I see. A peak master of the Star River sect, around 20 years old. He then says aloud, it must be Qin Changqing, the disciple of Sky Sword Peak and the acting peak master of Sky Sword Peak. A minister quickly adds, Your Majesty, Qin Changqing, known as the Little Sword God, is recognized as the number one among the younger generation of the Star River sect. His future is boundless. Why not take this opportunity to establish a closer relationship with him? The Emperor nods. What the minister says makes sense. This Emperor knows what to do. Soon after, Yi Kong arrives to meet the Emperor. Countless soldiers bow deeply and announce. The Emperor of the Great Yan Kingdom, accompanied by his officials, respectfully welcomes the envoy. Yi Kong is slightly surprised. You are the Emperor of the Great Yan Kingdom? He asks calmly. Then please have someone guide me. I'll go take care of that troublesome flood dragon. The Emperor hurriedly replies. Ho, no rush, no rush. The esteemed envoy has traveled such a long distance to help my country. I must show proper hospitality and treat you with respect. No need to hurry. I think it's better to have this first. A beautiful girl steps forward. Seeing her, Yi Kong begins to blush slightly. All right, fine. Then I'll deal with the flood dragon after we've had a meal. Hidden nearby, Lin Tiantian watches everything unfold. She grows increasingly irritated and thinks, these uncivilized small nations, flattering a mere chi-refining cultivator like this. I need to find a way to distract him, or Master might end up being eaten alive by those two palace maids. Inside the Imperial Hall, a colorful program is underway. Beautiful girls dance gracefully as everyone enjoys the atmosphere. The Emperor smiles and asks, Esteemed envoy, what do you think of the dancer? Yi Kong, thoroughly enjoying the hospitality, nods. Not bad, she's beautiful, and her dance is excellent. Disguised as a soldier, Lin Tiantian clenches her fists in anger. Master, what kind of taste do you have? This bland, unremarkable performer? I could dance better than her with my eyes closed. The Emperor then says solemnly, To be honest, esteemed envoy, the dancer is my daughter, Princess Chang'an. I wish to betroth her to you as your wife. I wonder if you would be willing. Yi Kong replies calmly, I have no objections, but Xiaoyao Peak is sparsely populated. Won't the princess feel lonely if she marries over? The Emperor laughs. Esteemed envoy, you're too modest. Who doesn't know that among the 5 peaks of the Star River sect, Sky Sword Peak is the most lively? Saying it's sparsely populated is a bit of an exaggeration. Yi Kong corrects him. I was talking about Xiaoyao Peak, not Sky Sword Peak. The Emperor freezes in shock. Xiaoyao Peak? The one where the peak master is only at the chi refining stage and there aren't even any disciples? That's not quite right, Yi Kong says calmly. I may be at the chi refining stage, but I've already taken in a disciple, even if it's just one for now. Princess Chang'an immediately protests. Father, I don't want to marry him. Everyone knows it's better to be a street monk at the foot of the mountain than to enter the Star River sect's Xiaoyao Peak. Father! The Emperor sighs bitterly and waves his hand. Let's go. Yuan Ren can't hold his liquor. What I said earlier was all nonsense. There's no need to take it seriously. Yi Kong nods. Since it was drunken talk, it shouldn't be taken seriously. I've had enough to eat and drink. Your Majesty, can you arrange for someone to guide me now? The Emperor says sadly. I will arrange it right away. Prime Minister, please see the esteemed envoy off on his journey. I obey the command, the Prime Minister replies. Hidden nearby, Lin Tiantian grits her teeth. The great Yin kingdom is despicable, daring to insult my master like this. Once I recover my cultivation, I'll destroy the great Yin kingdom to avenge my master of the ancient times. In a world rich with spiritual energy, powerful ancient beasts once came into existence. They possessed the ability to overturn mountains and seas, to destroy heaven and earth itself. They stood at the pinnacle of the world. However, with the rise of humanity, these ancient beasts were hunted to near extinction. Those that survived either became extraordinarily powerful or possessed rare and unique abilities to protect their lives. At this very moment, on a river in the Jiangnan region of the Great Yin Kingdom, a flood dragon slowly emerges. Its massive head rises above the water as it surveys its surroundings. The nine-headed flood dragon speaks coldly. I am the nine-headed flood dragon, and the secret to my survival is simple, unparalleled deception. That's right. I may look like an ordinary flood dragon, but that's only because I've hidden my other 8 heads beneath the water's surface. As long as I don't reveal my true identity, the unparalleled powerhouses of the human race won't bother hunting an ordinary flood dragon. As for those who are too weak, they'll simply become food. It licks its lips and continues. Speaking of which, it's been a while since I last tasted cultivator flesh. These people should be sending cultivators to deal with me soon. I wonder, will it be an ordinary one, or someone truly powerful? The flood dragon sneers inwardly. Come to think of it, it's been quite a long time since I last tasted a cultivator's flesh. The people here should already be summoning cultivators to deal with me. Now I'm curious, who will they send this time? At that moment, Yikong arrives and looks toward the river. He smiles faintly and says, So you're the troublemaking flood dragon, HM? You can count yourself lucky this time, having invited me here. If someone else had come instead, they might have already ended up as your next meal. The minister hurriedly bows and says, It is truly our nation's great fortune to have the Lord Envoy honor us with your presence. At the same time, he complains inwardly, My poor old back, ouch. A useless former peak master who can't even fly, forcing me to ride in a carriage the whole way with him. Yikong says calmly, All right. Get me a boat. I'll go deal with this cryptic, troublemaking flood dragon. The minister hesitates and replies, Lord Envoy, the boat is ready, but are you truly certain you can slay this vicious flood dragon with just a wooden sword? Yikong glances at him. What? Do you have a problem with my methods? The minister immediately grows nervous. I wouldn't dare. It's just that this flood dragon's scales are incredibly tough, impervious to blades and spears. Lord Envoy, if you use a wooden sword, not only will killing it be difficult, even injuring it would be nearly impossible. Why not switch to a real sword? Yikong shakes his head. With the power of my sword techniques, I can still control the range of my attacks using this wooden sword. If I switch to a real sword, it would be catastrophic. The minister swallows. Catastrophic? What would happen? Yikong replies calmly. This entire river would likely be cut in half by me. By then, you'd be more worried about how to deal with the flooding. Hidden nearby, Lin Tiantian nearly chokes. Master, it's one thing to boast in front of me, but why are you boasting in front of outsiders? Aren't you embarrassed? Then she hesitates. But Master often possesses rare and unusual magical artifacts. Perhaps he really does have a way to deal with this flood dragon. I'll observe for now. If Master truly can handle it, then I'll step in. At that moment, the flood dragon senses something. She looks ahead, sees Yikong, and bursts into laughter. Ha ha! As expected, this cultivator dares to come here. Let me see, is he at the golden core stage, or the nascent soul stage? Cultivators of different realms emit spiritual energy of different colors. The deeper the color, the higher the cultivation. The spiritual energy surrounding Yikong is grayish-white, a color unique to cultivators in the chi refining stage. The dragon freezes. Huh? Chi refining stage? Yikong steps forward and announces calmly. I am Yikong, Peak Master of Xiaoyao Peak of the Star River Sect. I have been entrusted by the Great Yen Kingdom to come here and deal with you. If you have any last words, now is the time to speak. The dragon roars with laughter. Are you an idiot? A chi refining cultivator dares to challenge me? Do you have any idea what kind of existence I am? Yikong replies calmly. Of course I know. An ancient beast, the nine-headed flood dragon. The dragon's expression changes instantly. What nonsense are you saying? I only have one head. How could I be a nine-headed flood dragon? Yikong smiles faintly. You've hidden the other 8 heads underwater, disguising yourself as an ordinary flood dragon. I'm sure you've secretly killed quite a few cultivators over the years. The dragon's eyes narrow. Impressive. I didn't expect a chi refining cultivator to have such sharp insight. But you're no different from those powerless cultivators. You'll still end up being eaten by me. Ha! With that, the dragon lunges forward to attack. Yikong sighs lightly. What a pity. The dragon pauses, startled. Huh, what are you pitying? Yikong replies seriously. I was planning to eat some grilled flood dragon. But since you've already eaten humans, the meat can't be eaten anymore. Naturally, that's a pity. The dragon erupts in rage, glaring at Yikong with murderous eyes. A chi refining waste dares to speak so arrogantly? I'll let you know your place with a single strike. Yikong grips his wooden sword and prepares to attack. As the dragon charges, it suddenly feels an inexplicable fear. What's going on? Why do I feel fear toward a chi refining cultivator? Could it be, like me, he's hiding his true strength? When Yikong finally releases his power, the dragon's pupils shrink. So much spiritual energy? This can't possibly belong to a chi refining cultivator. Star River Reincarnation Sword. Primal Strike. Yikong's sword descends. The minister watches in shock. This sword technique, it's extraordinary. Could it be that everything that useless Peak Master said earlier was actually true? The attack lands squarely on the dragon, yet nothing happens. Not a single scale is damaged. The minister's heart sinks. Damn it, not even one scale was cut. The vicious flood dragon is enraged now. He's doomed. Even if he's a waste, if he dies here, before he can finish the thought, Lin Tiantian rushes forward. You beast! With me, Lin Yao Yao, here, don't even think about touching a single hair on my master's head. She slashes at the dragon repeatedly, her sword light flashing. Countless cuts appear, but once again, none of them can break the dragon's defenses. Lin Tiantian's eyes widen in shock. This flood dragon's defense is too strong. Ordinary sword, she can't kill it. It seems I'll have to use that technique. With determination flashing in her eyes, Lin Tiantian begins to perform a dangerous and forbidden technique to attack the flood dragon. Lin Tiantian shouts coldly, Die, you vile beast! The moment the flood dragon senses her attack, its expression changes drastically. Emperor's Shadow, 1000 Phantom Slash? In an instant, Lin Tiantian's sword light explodes outward. Countless phantom slashes tear through the dragon's body, ripping open deep wounds. Blood sprays everywhere as the flood dragon vomits blood and crashes back into the river, disappearing beneath the water. Lin Tiantian exhales shakily. It's finally dead. Master is safe now. However, after unleashing such an overwhelming technique, her energy is completely drained. Her body weakens, and she begins to fall. Just then, Yikong rushes forward and catches her. Seeing Yikong so close, Lin Tiantian's face instantly turns red. But Yikong frowns and says seriously, Disciple, look at you. You only unleashed one strike and you've already exhausted all your energy. From now on, you need to strengthen your cultivation. And stop taking so many baths. Hearing this, Lin Tiantian becomes furious. She pushes Yikong away and snaps. Only one strike? Master, that strike was a heaven-tier sword technique, Empress Shadow 1000 Phantom Slash. Only I, Lin Yao Yao, with my foundation establishment Cultivation, can execute such a move. There's no one else under the heavens who can do it. Yikong waves his hand casually. Disciple, there's no need to boast in front of me. That move of yours was clearly very ordinary. Lin Tian nearly explodes. Ordinary? Then what about that fish-slaying sword technique you used earlier, Master? Yikong looks confused. Fish-slaying sword technique? The sword technique I used is called Star River Reincarnation Sword. It slices through the stars above and splits the earth below. It's incredibly powerful. Lin Tian rubs her temples. Master, please have a correct understanding of your own strength, as a chi-refining cultivator. If I hadn't come along this time, you would have already been eaten by that flood dragon. Anyway, Master, don't run around recklessly again. Do you have any idea how dangerous the outside world is? Can't you give me a break and make me worry less? At that moment, a translucent system screen suddenly appears in front of Yikong. System notification. Special task completed. Reward obtained. Foundation establishment clue item. Great Tao Compass. Note: the Great Tao Compass must be fished out from the bitter sea. Yikong's eyes light up. The Great Tao Compass? With this item, I'll be able to find the method for foundation establishment. He turns to Lin Tian and says decisively, Let's go back to Xiaoyao Peak. Lin Tian blinks. Huh? We're heading back now? We don't often get to leave the mountain. There's no need to rush back. With me by your side, Master, you're completely safe. The scene shifts to Xiaoyao Peak. Xiao Hei is lying lazily on the ground, chatting with a group of ants. I really envy you all, always having something to do. When Master and Sister Yao aren't around, I don't even know what to do with myself. Right. I can always sleep. Maybe when I wake up, Master and Sister Yao will be back. Sleeping in broad daylight, this transformed spirit beast truly does take after its master. Nearby, Qin Wei watches coldly. Once I capture her, I'll make sure to correct those lazy habits, Qin Shou quickly says. Master, I know where that transformed spirit beast is sleeping. I'll take you there right away. The two head toward Xiaoyao Peak. Soon, Qin Shou points ahead. Master, look! It's that forest over there. Qin Wei snorts. Humph. It's been a long time since I last came to Xiaoyao Peak. Suddenly, bang! Qin Shou slams straight into an invisible barrier. Both of them are stunned. Qin Wei narrows his eyes. It seems Yikong wasn't without precautions. Before leaving Xiaoyao Peak, he activated the mountain protection formation to safeguard the transformed spirit beast. Qin Shou frowns. Master, does that mean we came all this way for nothing? If I'd known, I might as well have gone to the Great Yen Kingdom to slay demons. What's the rush? Qin Wei scoffs. The mountain protection formation is indeed powerful, but it consumes resources. A formation like this, with no resources to replenish it, can be broken easily by me, with a flick of my hand. Break it for me! Qin Shou immediately attacks the barrier, but nothing happens. He turns back nervously. Master, it seems my attack isn't having any effect. Qin Wei coughs slightly. Ahem, it must be that Xiaoyao Peak still has some old reserves supporting this formation. But as long as I use my true skills, this protective formation will definitely collapse. Qin Shou brightens. I knew Xiaoyao Peak's mountain protection formation could never stop Master. Qin Wei strikes again. Heavenly Frog Big Dipper Palm. The attack lands, but the barrier remains completely intact. Qin Shou's expression falls. Qin Wei grits his teeth. What's the hurry? The Heavenly Frog Big Dipper Palm has 81 moves in total. I refuse to believe this formation can withstand all of them. He unleashes attack after attack with full power. Yet no matter what he does, the barrier doesn't even ripple. At last, Qin Wei's face darkens. Qin Shou hesitates before saying, Master, it seems Xiaoyao Peak's reserves are more solid than we thought. Should we try a different approach? Qin Wei's eyes flash. You make a good point. Since we can't break through from above, let's go in from below. The two of them begin digging underground together. After digging for a long time, both are exhausted. Qin Shou pants and says, Master, don't you have any magical artifacts for digging? If it's just the two of us with shovels, this will take forever. Qin Wei grumbles. If I had such a magical artifact, would I be here digging with you? Rather than digging. Suddenly, Qin Shou notices something buried in the soil. He freezes and stares at it. Master, what is this? Could it be a treasure? Qin Wei is startled. What are you doing? Qin Shou says excitedly. Master, I found a treasure. The moment Qin Wei sees it clearly, his face turns pale. Stop! Don't pull it out. That is, but it's too late. Qin Shou has already yanked it free. He holds it up proudly and says, Master, I pulled it out. What do you think this treasure is? In his hand gleams a sinister object. The demon sealing nail. Qin Wei turns pale and shouts in fear. What nonsense are you talking about? This isn't some great treasure at all. This is the demon sealing nail used to seal the ancestor of the demon sect. You've caused a huge disaster. Qin Shou is stunned. The ancestor of the demon sect? Is he very powerful? Qin Wei's voice trembles. Not just powerful. 20 years ago, he was a terror across the entire Lianyun prefecture, recognized as the #1 expert by both the righteous and demonic factions. Back then, the previous sect master of the Star River sect gathered the forces of the righteous path from all over the world to finally defeat him. Even so, they couldn't kill him, only seal him beneath the Star River sect's grounds. He continues grimly. To accomplish that, the previous sect master personally used 5 demon sealing nails, driving them into the 5 peaks of the Star River sect and using the spiritual veins of those peaks to suppress the ancestor of the demon sect. The one in your hand is the demon sealing nail driven into Xiaoyao Peak. Hearing this, Qin Shou's face turns ashen. Panicking, he stammers, Master, I'll put the demon sealing nail back right away. He tries to throw it back, but it's already too late. Qin Wei roars. It's useless. Without the spiritual vein of Xiaoyao Peak, the seal set back then can no longer trap the ancestor of the demon sect. Once he emerges, he will undoubtedly seek revenge on the Star River sect. Qin Shou's legs go weak. Master, what should we do now? He looks ahead, only to realize Qin Wei is already gone. Run! Qin Wei's voice echoes from afar. If we stay here, we'll only die for the Star River sect. Master, wait for me! Qin Shou shouts as he scrambles after him. As the demon sealing nail is removed, the heavens and earth begin to change. Dark, sinister energy spreads across the land, and the sky rapidly darkens. Some disciples look up in shock. It's still afternoon, why has it already become so dark? Another disciple says excitedly, Could it be that our Star River sect has produced another genius, causing a strange celestial phenomenon? The sect master suddenly feels a terrifying aura and instantly understands its origin. He looks up. The entire sky is now filled with rolling demonic energy. A sinister laugh echoes through the heavens. Rats of the Star River sect. I, the ancestor, have emerged. Prepare to die. The sect master's face turns pale. It's the ancestor of the demon sect? He was supposed to be eternally sealed beneath the Star River sect by the previous sect master using 5 demon sealing nails. How did he escape? He turns and shouts. Great Elder! Quickly lead the disciples to safety. I'll go deal with him. The Great Elder clenches his teeth. Sect Master, I'll go with you. No! The sect master replies firmly. This is the greatest crisis the Star River sect has faced since its establishment. We must leave a backup plan. If I am defeated, then Great Elder, you must rebuild the Star River sect. The Great Elder bows deeply. Sect Master, rest assured. I will not fail you. Elsewhere, Yi Kong and Lin Tiantian are rushing back. Lin Tiantian asks anxiously, Master, why are you in such a hurry to return? I actually think your cultivation has been stuck at the chi refining stage because you lack worldly experience. Perhaps if we stayed outside a little longer, you might break through to the foundation establishment stage. Master, have you changed your mind? Suddenly, Yi Kong's expression shifts. Something has happened in the sect. Lin Tiantian instantly becomes alert. Soon, they see frightened disciples fleeing in all directions. Lin Tiantian grabs one of them. Why are you running? Is there a demon beast chasing you? The disciple shakes his head in terror. And no, it's not a demon beast. It's the ancestor of the demon sect, seeking revenge on the Star River sect. If we don't run now, we'll be doomed. Lin Tiantian is stunned. The ancestor of the demon sect? Who is that? The disciple points in a direction, but before he can say more, a terrifying attack crashes down nearby. A massive pit opens in the ground, and countless disciples fall into it, screaming. Lin Tiantian's pupils shrink. Such terrifying demonic aura. This ancestor of the demon sect is at least at the venerable level. The sect master of the Star River sect is no match for him. She thinks rapidly. The cultivation levels in the mortal realm are divided into 7 stages: chi refining, foundation establishment, golden core, divine transformation, or nascent soul, venerable, emperor, and divine realm. She turns urgently to Yi Kong. Master, it seems the Star River sect can't escape this calamity. We must leave. I'll protect you. She looks back. Yi Kong is gone. Lin Tiantian's heart skips a beat. Master? Where did Master go? High in the sky, Yi Kong stands silently, observing the battlefield from above. He murmurs, "This place shouldn't be discovered." Below, the ancestor of the demon sect laughs wildly. Ha! The sect masters of the Star River sect truly grow weaker with each generation. Back then, Yu Wuji at least had the courage to exchange a few moves with me. And you, Luo Yantian, you can't even dare to take a single move from me. Is running away all you're good at? The sect master is forced into retreat, his massive body making it difficult to dodge. At last, both figures descend to the ground. The ancestor sneers. So you've stopped running? It seems you've decided this place will serve as your grave. The sect master straightens his back and says solemnly, Ancestor of the demon sect, do you know why the Star River sect bears the name Star River? When our sect was first established, the founding ancestor cultivated here, gazing at the stars to gain enlightenment and mastering the power of the Star River. Our sect was named because of this. The air trembles as the final confrontation is about to begin. The ancestor sneers coldly. I have no interest in the history of your Star River sect. After today, the Star River sect will cease to exist. The sect master's eyes harden. He steadies himself and shouts. I led you here because every leader of the Star River sect can borrow the power of the Star River in this place. Die, falling star! A blinding burst of starlight crashes down. When it fades, a gaping hole has been blasted straight through the ancestor's chest. The ancestor staggers back, eyes wide in disbelief. How could I lose? The sect master's heart surges with joy. I won. I finally won. Suddenly, the ancestor throws his head back and laughs maniacally. Lose? How could I lose to trash like you? Before the sect master's horrified eyes, the hole in the ancestor's chest twists and shifts, moving aside as if it never existed. The sect master's face strains of color. How could this be? Even the power of the Star River can't defeat him? The ancestor scoffs. Ignorant child. You think you can defeat me by borrowing the power of the Star River? Let me tell you something. What stands before you is not my true body, but merely a clone. The sect master gasps. What? Just a clone? The ancestor nods coldly. My true body is still trapped within the seal. But that seal has already been damaged. It won't be long before my true body escapes. And when that happens, not only the Star River sect, but all the sects that once besieged me will be annihilated without exception. The sect master's heart sinks. If this old fiend's true body escapes, the righteous sects of the Cloud Continent will face a catastrophe. I must stop him, even at the cost of my life. He raises his hands to the sky and cries out, Ancestors of the Star River sect, please grant me more of the Star River's power, so I may destroy this evil. The ancestor laughs mockingly. Fine. I'll stand right here and see how the ancestors of the Star River sect protect trash like you. High above, Yikong watches quietly. If this demon ancestor is destroyed here by the sect master, I'll have no peace later. It's better to use the sect master's hand for now. With a casual flick of his finger, Yikong secretly transfers a trace of his power into the sect master. The sect master's body trembles violently. His eyes widen in shock. This power, could it be that the ancestors have truly appeared and bestowed their strength upon me? Overjoyed, he roars and unleashes another strike. Ancestors, stop! My body can't take it anymore. I can't endure it any longer. An overwhelming force erupts from his palm, shaking heaven and earth. Seeing this, the ancestor's expression finally changes. Fear flashes in his eyes. This is impossible! Before he can react, the clone is obliterated in a single strike, dispersing into nothingness. The sect master stands frozen in disbelief. Did I do this? I killed the demon ancestor with one palm? Deep beneath the ground, the true body of the ancestor opens his eyes. My clone was destroyed. I underestimated the Star River sect. But this seal won't last much longer. Once I leave this place, I will slaughter everyone in the Star River sect. With a furious roar, he strikes the demon-suppressing nail, trying to shatter it completely. At that moment, Yikong suddenly shouts in outrage as he looks at a massive pit beside him. Damn it! Who was so inconsiderate as to dig such a huge hole on my free and easy peak? Aren't they afraid of people falling in? He glares at the ground. And they even dug out the demon-suppressing nail. So that's how that old monster's clone got out. This mess still needs to be cleaned up by me, the Peak Lord of Free and Easy Peak. Yikong looks around thoughtfully. His gaze lands on a nearby tree. This size is just right. With a casual motion, Yikong channels his power and slices the tree, shaping it into the form of a demon-suppressing nail. He then calmly places it back into the massive pit, perfectly sealing it once more. The earth trembles, and then falls silent. The ancestor unleashes his power and shatters the demon-suppressing nail. Seeing this, his face lights up with joy as he bursts into laughter. Ha! I'm free! After 20 years, this old ancestor is finally free! But in the very next moment, Yikong calmly places a newly crafted demon-suppressing nail back into its original position. The massive nail descends from above. When the ancestor sees it, his expression freezes in shock. What is that? Before he can react, a blinding pillar of light crashes down from the heavens. The ancestor is completely stunned, unable to comprehend what is happening. In an instant, his body is sealed once more, this time frozen solid in layers of ice, his consciousness trapped as confusion overwhelms him. The next day, Yikong sits leisurely by the water, fishing as if nothing extraordinary had happened. From behind him, Lin Tiantian watches quietly, her thoughts churning. He rushed back just to fish. Master is really too unmotivated. No wonder Free and Easy Peak is looked down upon by the other 4 peaks. Still, I never imagined the Star River sect's leader could defeat the demonic ancestor. The Star River sect might truly rise from a third-rate sect to a renowned one. Her eyes harden with resolve. I must cultivate. I must become stronger, and uphold the reputation of Free and Easy Peak for master. Just then, Yikong's fishing rod jerks. He pulls hard, expecting a fish, but what emerges from the water is no fish at all. Instead, it is a strange and ancient-looking treasure. A cold mechanical voice echoes in his mind. Road compass detected. Host's cultivation has reached the pinnacle of this world. To establish a foundation beyond this realm, the host must accept 5 disciples with special physiques. Yikong narrows his eyes thoughtfully. So that's how it is. Lin Tiantian possesses a special constitution suited for the path of fire. That leaves 4 more. But where should I find them? The road compass glows, projecting an image of a thin, ragged boy. Yikong raises an eyebrow. My next disciple is a little beggar? The truth behind that beggar is soon revealed. His name is Bai Wuchen, the current demon emperor and lord of the upper realm. He cultivates the supreme heavenly demon scripture, widely acknowledged as the ultimate demonic art. Legends say that those who master it can shatter the void and achieve immortality. However, with the rise of a new empress among the gods, the 10,000-year peace between gods and demons finally collapsed. War erupted. In that catastrophic battle, the undefeated demon emperor Bai Wuchen ultimately fell. To escape certain death, he used the forbidden secret art of reincarnation, sacrificing his physical body so that his divine consciousness could survive. By the will of heaven, that remnant consciousness entered the body of a beggar boy in the lower realm. Thus, the undefeated demon emperor was reborn. Star River Town, located at the foot of the Star River sect, thrives with activity. Rogue cultivators gather here, setting up stalls to trade cultivation resources thanks to its strategic location. Bai Wuchen looks around at the bustling crowd, his eyes cold and disdainful. I never thought I'd be reborn as a child in the lower realm, with my cultivation fallen to the foundation establishment stage. Suddenly, a man sneers at him. Where did this beggar come from? Go beg somewhere else. Bai Wuchen's expression darkens. Do you know who I am? How dare you speak to me like that? The man scoffs. Get lost, kid. I don't have time for your nonsense. If you don't leave, don't blame me for being rude. Bai Wuchen clenches his fists, suppressing his fury. Judging a book by its cover. He then overhears nearby conversations. Have you heard? That great demonic ancestor who caused chaos 20 years ago wasn't killed. He was sealed inside the Star River sect. Why didn't they kill him? If he escapes, won't the world fall into chaos? He did escape the other day, but the Star River sect's leader sealed him again with a single slap. What? That's insane! I'm definitely applying to the Star River sect next time they recruit disciples. Bai Wuchen's lips curl into a cold sneer. A demonic ancestor, sealed with a single slap? What a disgrace to the demonic path. He should be called its shame. His eyes gleam with ruthless ambition. I can enter the Star River sect and devour that demonic ancestor. That would restore a great deal of my cultivation. Then I'll occupy the Star River sect and use it as my base to launch a counterattack on the upper realm. His gaze sharpens as hatred burns in his heart. Mona, one day, I'll make you kneel before me. Deep beneath the eyes, the sealed ancestor suddenly stirs. His consciousness trembles as he senses something unfamiliar. Who is this? He mutters in shock. This demonic blood chi, it's actually stronger than this old ancestor's. His expression twists with dread. The Star River sect, it has provoked such a terrifying great demon. There's no way it won't be destroyed. By now, there must already be rivers of blood up there. Suddenly, the road compass begins to ring loudly. Yikong frowns in annoyance. I told you already, you're a compass, not an alarm clock. I'll go accept a disciple after I rest for a few more days. Stop ringing, you're scaring all the fish away. Just as he speaks, Yikong senses something and his eyes sharpen. This is my 9 Heavens Thunder movement formation. Someone's been digging on my carefree peak again. He stands up slowly, his voice turning cold. Let me see which blind fool dares to dig on my carefree peak. Moments later, Bai Wuchen stumbles in, his body still crackling faintly with residual thunder. He has clearly endured countless lightning strikes. Yikong is momentarily stunned. A child? The road compass rings again, glowing brightly. It confirms that this very boy is the disciple destined for him. Yikong bursts into laughter. Ha! What did I say? No need to rush when accepting disciples. They come knocking on your door themselves. Bai Wuchen suddenly finds himself in a completely different place. He looks around in shock. When he turns back, he sees his grandmother standing before him. His pupils shrink. Grandmother? But it is only a dream. Yikong's calm voice echoes. Since you climbed the mountain alone, you must want to join the Star River sect. I'll accept you as my disciple. Bai Wuchen snaps awake, his eyes sharp with hostility. Who's your disciple? Who are you? Where is this? Yikong smiles faintly. As expected of my disciple, only unconscious for a single day after being struck by the 9 heavens' divine thunder. You've got a tough body. He continues casually. My name is Yikong, Peak Master of Carefree Peak, Star River Sect. Bai Wuchen scoffs inwardly. I don't care who you are. You weren't even born when this emperor ruled the upper realm. Then his thoughts pause. Wait. Carefree Peak's Peak Master? If that's true, he must know where the demonic path ancestor is sealed. I'll capture him and search his soul. At that moment, Lin Tiantian walks in and calls out. Master, did you take my bathtub? Bai Wuchen stiffens when he sees her. Lin Tiantian, meanwhile, freezes in confusion. Why is there a child in Master's room? She wonders. Could he be Master's illegitimate child? Bai Wuchen's heart sinks. What kind of background does this woman have? She's giving me a terrifying sense of oppression. Soon after, Xiaohei enters cheerfully. Master, Master! I've filled the tub with water. Bai Wuchen's pupils contract sharply. A demon king, level shape-shifting spirit beast. No, judging by her demonic aura, she's not far from becoming a universal demon emperor. Yikong gestures lightly. I haven't introduced him yet. This is my new disciple. Lin Tiantian exhales in relief. Good, so he's a disciple. Bai Wuchen immediately bows respectfully. Greetings, Master. But in his heart he sneers. With these 2 women here, I can't make a move. Fine, I'll become his disciple first, then find an opportunity later. Yikong nods. Rise. By the way, what's your name? Bai Wuchen hesitates. I'm an orphan. I don't have a name. Inwardly he roars. No way I'm telling you my name. If anyone knew this emperor acknowledged a chi refining cultivator from the lower realm as his master, how could I ever show my face again? Yikong laughs. Then I'll call you Little White. Carefree Peak already has Little Black, and with Little White added, black and white make a perfect pair. He turns to Xiaohei. Little Black, take Little White to bathe. He's filthy, and he smells. Xiaohei grabs Bai Wuchen without hesitation and drags him away. Lin Tiantian lowers her voice and says, Master, are you really going to take this child as your disciple? Although he's trying to hide it, I can sense demonic chi lurking within him. Aren't you afraid of being accused of colluding with the demonic path? Yikong replies calmly, his expression unfazed. Little White does have demonic chi. But Master has a way to deal with it. He smiles faintly. Don't worry. After some time, Bai Wuchen sits in the bath, steam curling around him as his expression darkens. I, the great demon emperor, am actually being called Little White? He fumes inwardly. Once I no longer need you, I'll slap you to death. At that moment Yikong walks in. Bai Wuchen jolts in shock. Oh no, did he hear what I just said? Yikong looks at him calmly and asks. Disciple, is the bath comfortable? Bai Wuchen is completely confused. What is this man trying to do? He hesitates for a moment, then answers stiffly. It's comfortable. Yikong nods. If it's comfortable, soak a while longer. I added primordial true water to the bath. It will purify the impurities in your body. Soak slowly, Master is leaving. With that, Yikong turns and walks away. Bai Wuchen sneers internally. This guy is full of hot air. Primordial true water is water from the time when heaven and earth were still undivided, an unimaginably rare treasure. He claims he added it to my bath to purify my body? He's trying to fool a child. Then his expression stiffens. If it really is primordial true water, then my demonic energy. A moment later, Bai Wuchen's eyes widen in terror. My demonic energy is gone? He panics. Impossible! There must be a mistake, let me check again. But no matter how he probes, the result is the same. Not only is my demonic energy gone, my inner demon pill is gone too. His mind explodes. I've fallen all the way down to the chi refining stage? He trembles with rage. Damn treacherous master! You destroyed my cultivation! I will never forgive you! Outside, Yikong listens to Bai Wuchen's furious shouting, a faint smile playing at the corners of his lips. Some time later, Lin Tiantian arrives. She looks at Bai Wuchen with surprise. What exactly did Master do to Little White? She wonders. I can't sense any demonic energy from his body at all, but why does he look like this? She speaks aloud. Little White, junior brother, Master asked me to teach you the Xian Huang Ju. It's the treasure technique of our carefree peak. She continues. It's divided into 9 levels. Each breakthrough doubles your spiritual energy. Bai Wuchen's heart trembles. Go on, doubling spiritual energy? He thinks in disbelief. How can such a terrifying technique exist in this lowly world? Lin Tiantian explains. The Xianhuang Ju focuses on Xianhuang transformation, guiding the spiritual energy of heaven and earth to circulate within the body. Watch carefully. As she demonstrates, Bai Wuchen's pupils shrink. Dragon and phoenix body protection? He thinks in shock. How can a cultivator from the lower realm possess dragon and phoenix protection? Lin Tiantian frowns. Don't daze off while your senior sister is teaching. Bai Wuchen snaps back to attention. Why yes. Understood, senior sister. At the same time, his heart trembles. With such a sharp gaze and such overwhelming aura, this is unmistakably imperial might. Senior sister has the bearing of an emperor. After finishing the lesson, Lin Tiantian says, the Xian Huang Ju has been taught to you. You'll need to practice it on your own. Right, senior sister wants to entrust you with something. Are you willing? Bai Wuchen's eyes flicker. Senior sister carries the bearing of an emperor. It's best to build a good relationship with her. When I counterattack the upper realm, I can invite her to help me. This favor is worth selling. He immediately replies. Senior sister, what are you saying? With our relationship, even if it were 10 things, what would it matter? Some time later, Bai Wuchen is in the courtyard, washing dishes. His face twists in frustration. Damn it! He growls inwardly. That hateful Lin Tiantian actually made me, the great demon emperor, wash dishes for her. His eyes burn with resentment. When I recover my cultivation, you will definitely become my maidservant. Damn it! The scene shifts to the demon music palace. A man sits upon the throne, Sububa, palace master of the demon music palace, direct disciple of the demonic Dao ancestor. He asks coldly, is the intelligence from the Star River sect true? Is the ancestor really still alive? A subordinate kneels and replies, reporting to the palace master, it is accurate. Many Star River sect disciples personally witnessed the ancestor's appearance. However, the Star River sect master slapped him back into his seal. Sububa's eyes narrow. Nonsense. The ancestor was a royal realm expert 20 years ago. Luo Yantian, a temporary sect master, couldn't possibly have such ability. This must be part of the ancestor's scheme. The subordinate hesitates, then adds, there is one more matter to report. While investigating the Star River sect, we discovered extremely pure demonic energy coming from a child. Sububa's expression changes. Pure demonic energy, from a child? Realization dawns in his eyes. I understand. This must be the ancestor's reincarnated form. Where is the child now? The subordinate answers. The child was discovered by the Star River sect's carefree peak master and taken away. Sububa laughs coldly. Then what are we waiting for? He rises and gives the order. Issue my command, let the shadow guards spare no cost, storm Carefree Peak and rescue the ancestor's soul fragment. Bai Wuchen sits cross-legged, quietly cultivating. A faint smile appears on his lips as spiritual energy surges within him. Senior sister was right, he thinks. This myriad yellow scripture truly increases spiritual energy. I've only cultivated it to the 6th level, yet my spiritual energy has already increased 6-fold. His eyes gleam with ambition. With the myriad yellow scripture assisting me in recultivating the blissful demonic canon, I'll achieve twice the results with half the effort. I might even reach the grand completion stage that I couldn't achieve before. His heart swells with pride. When that happens, who in this world will be my opponent? Who would dare defy me? Just then, Bai Wuchen senses someone approaching. His expression changes slightly. The next moment, the Grand Elder appears before him. The old man looks at Bai Wuchen with astonishment and praise. At such a young age, yet already at the 7th level of qi refining. Truly a natural-born cultivator. Since fate has brought us together today, I shall accept you as my final disciple and bestow upon you a great opportunity. Bai Wuchen is stunned. This old man has no idea. He thinks darkly. I'm a demonic cultivator, not some immortal disciple. Before he can react, the Grand Elder grabs his hand and starts pulling him along. Come with me, my disciple! Bai Wuchen panics instantly. Stinky old man! Who wants to be your disciple? Let go! Help! Someone's kidnapping a child! At that moment, Xiao He rushes over and shouts angrily. Who's there? Let Xiao Bai go! The Grand Elder frowns. I heard there's a new shape-shifting spirit beast roaming free roam peak. That must be you. I am the Grand Elder of the Star River sect. Do you dare stop me? Xiao He glares at him. No matter who you are, you can't take Xiao Bai. The Grand Elder snorts. I insist on taking him. What can you do? Would you dare lay a hand on me? Without hesitation, Xiao He lunges forward. In an instant, chaos erupts. She grabs the Grand Elder, pulling at his beard, while Bai Wuchen joins in out of sheer panic. Aya, my beard! The Grand Elder roars. At that moment, Yikong arrives, hearing the commotion. What brings you to Free Roam Peak today? Yikong asks calmly, only to freeze in shock at the sight before him. Xiao He and Bai Wuchen are both clinging to the Grand Elder, tugging at his beard mercilessly. Holy crap! Yikong shouts. Xiao He! Xiao Bai! Stop it! He immediately steps forward and bows slightly. Grand Elder, these kids don't know any better. Please don't take it to heart. Then he turns sternly toward them. Ignorant brats! Is this how you treat your elders? The Grand Elder fumes. If you'd arrived any later, my beard would have been completely plucked. Yikong nods seriously. The Grand Elder is right. I'll punish them severely. He turns to Xiao He and Bai Wuchen. Both of you, confined for 1 day. Return to your rooms and don't go anywhere. Then he smiles politely. Grand Elder, you see? They've been punished severely. Can we let this matter rest? The Grand Elder scoffs. You call that severe punishment? After a moment, he waves his hand. Forget it. I, the Grand Elder of the Star River sect, won't lower myself to their level. Yikong smiles warmly. As expected of the Grand Elder, such magnanimity. Even I am in awe. Please take your leave. I won't see you out. The Grand Elder turns to go, then suddenly stops. Wait, I can't leave yet. I came to Free Roam Peak on important business. His expression turns serious. Demonic sect members have been sighted near our sect. The sect master ordered me to warn all 5 peaks to stay on high alert and prevent sneak attacks. He continues, I'm not too worried about the other 4 peaks, but I'm concerned about Free Roam Peak. However, don't worry too much. Beast Taming Peak has offered to assist Free Roam Peak in defending against the demonic sect. Yikong raises an eyebrow. Beast Taming Peak? They'd be that kind? The Grand Elder coughs slightly. Ahem, since they're offering both manpower and resources, I took the liberty of agreeing to a small request of theirs. Elsewhere, Qin Shou is busily digging. Keep digging, he shouts. It's not deep enough. This septic tank must be wide and deep. A small pit won't be able to hold the excrement of our beast-taming peak spirit beasts. A disciple asks hesitantly, Senior brother, if the demonic sect attacks Free Roam Peak, should we help? Qin Shou smirks. Help? Of course we'll help. His eyes flash coldly. We'll help collect their corpses. Not long after, Yikong suddenly wrinkles his nose. This smell. His expression darkens. The Grand Elder is foolish. How could he agree to let Beast Taming Peak build a septic tank at the foot of Free Roam Peak? He clenches his fist. No, I must go reason with them. That night, figures clad in black quietly sneak toward Free Roam Peak. One shadow guard whispers, "The ancestor's incarnation is inside. Be careful not to be discovered." Another scoffs softly. "I heard the Free Roam Peak master is just a cripple stuck at Chi refining. Do we really need to be careful?" The first guard chuckles. "Exactly. We should be cautious elsewhere, but not Free Roam Peak. Brothers, let's go. Follow me to greet the ancestor." Inside a room, Baiwuchen sleeps soundly, mumbling in his dreams. "Master. Senior sister, one day, I'll make you my servants, he. Outside his door, the shadow guards stop. "That's right," the first guard whispers. "The ancestor's incarnation is in this room." At that moment, Lin Tiantian arrives, frowning. "What's going on?" she mutters. "Why is there such a stench on Free Roam Peak?" Her gaze sharpens as she notices the figures in black. "Who are you?" she shouts coldly. "How dare you trespass on Free Roam Peak at night?" The shadow guard steps forward, killing intent surging as he strikes. "I wasn't planning on killing anyone tonight," he sneers. "But since you've seen me, you'll have to die." Lin Tiantian instantly draws her sword and meets his attack head-on. Their blades clash, sparks flying through the night. She blocks his strike, but the impact sends a shock through her arms. The shadow guard's eyes widen in disbelief. A mere foundation establishment cultivator actually withstood a blow from a nascent soul expert like me? His gaze turns murderous. This girl cannot be spared. If she's allowed to grow, she'll become a great enemy of our demonic sect in the future. Lin Tiantian's heart tightens. The demonic sect. They're here for Master. She grits her teeth, resolve burning in her eyes. "Master, your disciple will fight to the death and drive them out of Xiaoyao Peak tonight." She channels her power desperately. "Burn my phoenix blood, awaken my past life spirit." But the next moment, her expression freezes in shock. What's going on? Why has my sword turned into a chicken foot?" The shadow guard bursts into laughter. "A chicken foot, it's actually a chicken foot." "Ha!" He laughs even harder. "She burned her essence blood and it turned into a chicken foot. I get it. She's trying to laugh us to death." Lin Tiantian's eyes blaze with fury. "This emperor has long reached the realm where all grass and trees can be my swords," she shouts. "Get out of Xiaoyao Peak." She lunges forward, striking with pure will. The shadow guard raises his power to block, sneering coldly. "Humph. Someone who can't even find a decent weapon on Xiaoyao Peak is simply courting death." Lin Tiantian grits her teeth. "If you want to fight, then fight." "Enough nonsense. Even if I die, I will drive you out of Xiaoyao Peak." Inside, she panics. "It must be that I haven't absorbed enough spirit blood to unleash my full power. I need more. I'm the only one left on Xiaoyao Peak. I can't retreat." She attacks again, pushing herself beyond her limits. The shadow guard is shaken, but his companions rush forward. "Brothers, combine your strength," he shouts. "As long as we withstand this wave of attacks, we can exhaust her." The power of all four shadow guards merges, their auras surging. Lin Tiantian's attacks are gradually suppressed, blocked with ease. Her breathing grows ragged. How can this be?" she thinks. "Is it still not enough blood?" The shadow guard laughs loudly. "Ha! Little girl, you're truly a fine seedling for cultivating demonic arts. A mere foundation establishment cultivator, yet you can resist our entire shadow guard." His voice turns tempting. "It'd be a waste to kill you here. Why don't you come back with me? The ancestor will definitely nurture you well." Their bodies are injured, but Lin Tiantian is far worse off. Her vision blurs, strength draining rapidly. "So this is it," she thinks faintly. "As expected, only the blood from a severed artery is—" Her consciousness fades. Master. I'm afraid our master-disciple bond ends here. Your disciple will go on ahead. High above, Yi Kong senses the disturbance. His eyes turn cold. My foolish disciple, too impatient. It's just a group of rats. Leave it to your master. The shadow guards stagger back to their feet. Damn it! One curses. This woman is insane! Another snorts. Fortunately, we're all Golden Core experts. Enough wasting time. Let's go. Hurry up and greet the ancestor. Before they can move, a terrifying pressure descends. In a single, effortless motion, Yi Kong appears. His power flashes, and the shadow guards are erased in an instant. The remaining guard stares in shock, unable to comprehend what just happened. Then Yi Kong is already beside Lin Tiantian. He gently lifts her into his arms, his voice calm and steady. Silly disciple, with your master here, even the king of hell himself couldn't take you away. He raises his hand. A single drop of blood falls onto Lin Tiantian's forehead. In that instant, her consciousness returns. As Lin Tian opened her eyes, the first person she saw was Yi Kong standing before her. She looked at him and asked, Am I not dead yet? Yi Kong smiled gently and replied, Of course you didn't die. With your master protecting you, who could possibly kill you? Lin Tian thought to herself, You protected me? If it weren't for me burning my essence blood and defeating those demonic sect disciples, you, a mere artifact forging stage practitioner, would have been killed long ago. Suddenly, she felt something strange. Wait, why is my cultivation increasing? Her eyes widened. I get it. It must be because this Emperor's luck is overwhelming and my aptitude is unmatched. Not only did I survive after burning my essence blood, I even broke through a realm. This is the legendary. No destruction, no establishment. Yi Kong then asked, What are you thinking about? My arm is getting tired. Lin Tian replied, I'll go take care of those people. Yi Kong shook his head. No need. Leave them to your master. You go back to your room and rest. Lin Tian said seriously. I only knocked them out. They're not dead. You still need to be careful. Also, things have been unsettled recently, so don't run around at night, got it? Yi Kong nodded awkwardly. Gee, got it. Why did you steal your master's lines? Lin Tian sighed inwardly. Alas, if Carefree Peak didn't have me, it would surely be doomed sooner or later. After that, Yi Kong gathered the bodies of the demonic guards in one place and said coldly, How dare you bully my disciple? I'll sink you all into the sea of bitterness to feed the fish. These little black and little white fellows are really sleeping soundly. But suddenly, a dangerous stench hit his nose, forcing him to cover it. That smell again! I already told them to cover the lid, but no one listens. Is that right? In that case, don't blame me for letting you taste your own medicine. On the other side, several people were dumping buckets of manure waste into a pit. Qin Shou was with them. While his companions were working, one of them was already vomiting violently because of the unbearable stench. Qin Shou pinched his nose and thought, Junior Marshal Uncle Yi Kong. Carefree Peak has few people but plenty of space. It would be a waste not to use it to store manure. He then ordered his companions, Go get a few more buckets. And remember, don't cover the lid so the smell spreads. Yes, Fingzi, they replied. At that moment, Yi Kong spotted them and said, Junior Marshal Nephew Qin, are you deliberately trying to disgust your martial uncle? Then I'll accompany you to the end. Let's see who disgusts whom in the end. Half an hour later, Qin Shou was furious. Someone had covered the septic tank lid. He shouted angrily, Who's so wicked as to cover the septic tank lid? Hurry up and open it for me. His companions tried desperately. Fingzi, the lid won't open. Enraged, Qin Shou snapped. You can't even handle such a simple task. Get out of my way. He stepped forward and tried to lift the lid himself, but to his shock, he couldn't move it at all. He looked at his companions in disbelief. I am a nascent soul expert. I possess the aptitude of a great emperor. How can this lid not be opened? Gritting his teeth, He used all his strength. Boom! A sudden explosion sent Qin Shou flying. The entire septic tank collapsed and poured down on top of him. He screamed in agony as the overwhelming stench engulfed his entire body. Just then, one of his companions shouted, "Fengzi! There's someone inside!" "What?" Qin Shou roared. "How dare someone hide in the septic tank and ambush me? I must kill him!" When Qin Shou looked into the pit, his eyes widened. "It's the demonic sect!" Instead of anger, joy flashed across his face. He immediately shouted to his companions, "Quickly capture them! I'm going to report to the sect master and request." Together, they captured the demonic sect members hiding inside the pit, all of whom were already dead. The next day, everyone in the Xinghe sect gathered in one place. Lord Chen stepped forward and asked, "Sect Master, may I ask why you summoned the peak lords and disciples of the 5 peaks so early in the morning?" Yi Kong yawned lazily and said, "Yes, is there something that couldn't be discussed later? I'm not even fully awake yet." At that moment, the sect master arrived and spoke solemnly. "Last night, members of the demonic cult infiltrated our sect. Fortunately, they were captured by one of our disciples. I have called everyone here today to discuss this matter." Standing behind Yi Kong, Lin Tian smiled faintly as she thought, Master actually handed those people over to the sect. Now I can't even keep a low profile even if I want to. The sect master gestured to his men. Soon, several disciples carried in the demonic cult members on stretchers. A horrifying stench wafted through the air from their bodies. The moment Lin Tian smelled it, she nearly vomited. "Ugh! What is that smell? How can it be so foul?" Even Changqing couldn't endure it. He covered his nose and said, "Don't tell me this group from the demonic cult fell into a manure pit. This is far too rancid." Qin Shou stepped forward proudly. "Brother Chen is right. This group of demonic cultists was taken down by me while they were stealing dung." Changqing stared at him in disbelief. "You're saying the demonic cult infiltrated our Xinghe sect to steal manure? Are you serious?" "Of course," Qin Shou declared loudly. "I fought this group of demonic cultists for 3,000 rounds. The battle was so fierce it blotted out the sun and moon. In the end, I subdued them in the manure pit. All the disciples of my peak can testify." Behind him, his companions were beaming with pride. "That's right! We saw it with our own eyes." At that moment, Qin Shou's master stepped forward and said, "Sect Master, my peak's disciple, Qin Shou, captured these demonic cultists and rendered great service. He should be heavily rewarded to inspire all disciples of our sect to resist the demonic cult." The sect master nodded. "Peak Lord Tai speaks with reason. Qin Shou, is there any reward you particularly desire? Whether it is a cultivation manual, a secret art, or spirit pills and miraculous elixirs, so long as our Xinghe sect possesses it, this sect master will not be stingy." Hearing this, Qin Shou's eyes lit up, and he spoke without hesitation. "Sect master, I want Xiaoyao Peak's transformed spirit beast." The moment those words left his mouth, Yi Kong and Lin Tian were both stunned. Lin Tian's anger instantly flared, and she shouted, "How shameless! Xiao He is the mountain-guarding spirit beast of my Xiaoyao Peak. Why should we give him to you?" Qin Shou sneered. "On what grounds?" "On the grounds that I captured this group of demonic cultists while guarding Xiaoyao Peak. If it weren't for me, they would have already snuck into Xiaoyao Peak and killed you all. Everyone tell me, am I asking for too much?" His followers immediately echoed him. "Our champion is absolutely right. Xiaoyao Peak should hand over the spirit beast. One must repay a kindness. Surely Xiaoyao Peak understands such a simple principle." "Exactly. You can't expect our beast-taming peak to work for free." Hearing this, Lin Tian ground her teeth in fury. Suddenly, a voice rang out from behind them all. "What absolute bullshit!" Qin Shou's master shouted angrily. "Who dares speak so disrespectfully, insulting a disciple of my beast-taming peak?" Everyone turned to see Xiao Bai, calmly eating a fruit. He looked up and said, "I said it. What, are disciples of your beast-taming peak allowed to spew filth from their mouths, but no one else is allowed to speak? Furious, Chinsho's master said to the sect master. Sect master, which peak does this disciple belong to be so brazenly disrespectful to his seniors and insult a fellow disciple? According to the rules of our Shingha sect, he should be handed over to the hall of punishment for severe discipline. The great elder leaned closer to the sect master and whispered. Sect master, he is Xiao Bai, the new disciple of Xiaoyao Peak's Lord Yikong. Due to his youth and ignorance, I ask that you punish him leniently. The sect master nodded slightly and said to Xiao Bai. Xiao Bai, tell me, why did you insult your martial brothers from Beast Taming Peak just now? If you cannot give a proper reason, you will not escape sect punishment, even if you are young. Xiao Bai replied calmly. Fine. Just now, that disciple from Beast Taming Peak said my Xiaoyao Peak must repay a kindness and give them Xiao Hei. Then I ask, where does this so-called kindness come from? One fat disciple beside Qin Shou sneered. Are you blind? These demonic cultists were captured by our peak's champion while he was guarding your Xiaoyao Peak. How is that not a kindness? Xiao Bai pointed straight at him. You're the one who's blind. Every one of these demonic cultists has nascent soul cultivation. What cultivation level does your so-called champion have to defeat so many nascent soul experts? Qin Shou laughed coldly. Little brother, you must not know me. I, Qin Shou, am a nascent soul expert. Everyone recognizes me as having great emperor potential. What's so strange about me defeating stronger foes? Xiao Bai snorted loudly. Humph. The title of great emperor potential belongs to my senior sister. An ugly, shit-stained idiot like you dares to claim it? You're just a pig sticking green onions up its nose, pretending to be an elephant. Chang Qing glanced at Qin Shou and shook his head slightly. This little martial brother speaks well. Someone here truly lacks any self-awareness. Qin Shou's face darkened completely. Enraged, he suddenly attacked Xiao Bai. You stinking brat. I'll tear that filthy mouth of yours apart today. At that instant, Lin Tian stepped forward, her aura surging. Qin Shou, you dare strike my junior brother? I, Lin Tian, am not finished with you. Behind her, Xiao Bai's heart sank. Crap, my cultivation has fallen back to the qi refining stage. I can't even dodge an attack like this. I can only take it head-on. Before Qin Shou's attack could land on Xiao Bai, someone suddenly stepped in front of him and blocked it. A slender figure appeared, shielding Xiao Bai completely. It was Su Qingwan, the champion of Myriad Flowers Peak. She spoke calmly. Senior brother Qin, attacking a child, wouldn't that damage your reputation as the champion of Beast Taming Peak? Qin Shou ground his teeth in rage. That stinking brat insulted me first. Lin Tian immediately stepped forward and shouted. Qin Shou! What kind of man attacks a child? If you have the guts, fight me instead. We'll sign a life and death waiver, no stopping until one of us is dead. Qin Shou sneered. A fight it is. As if I'd be afraid of your Xiaoyao Peak. Suddenly, the sect master's furious voice thundered across the area. All of you, shut your mouths. Are you trying to kill each other right here, in front of me, the sect master of the Xinghe sect? He turned to Qin Shou. Qin Shou, go and take a bath first. As for the reward for capturing the demonic cultists, I will compensate you later. Qin Shou immediately cupped his fists, fear flashing in his eyes. Qin Shou obeys. The sect master then looked at Xiao Bai. Xiao Bai, you have repeatedly insulted your fellow disciples. Under normal circumstances, you would be sent to the hall of punishment. However, given your youth and the short time since you joined the sect, I will let your master punish you personally. Xiao Bai protested. I didn't say anything wrong. Why am I being punished? Before he could say more, Yikong walked over and flicked Xiao Bai on the head. Laughing, he said to the sect master, Don't worry, sect master. I'll definitely teach this kid a good lesson. The sect master then said to the great elder, This demonic cult infiltration is a wake-up call for our Xinghe sect. Great elder, take the disciples of the Hall of Punishment, and search the entire sect. We must ensure no fish escapes the net. The great elder replied. As you command. The sect master continued. As for these demonic cultists, I will hand them over to. Lord Shin stepped forward. Sect master, please hand them over to me. Your subordinate will make them speak of their true purpose for infiltrating the Xingha sect. The sect master nodded. Since Peak Lord Shin has volunteered, I'll leave this matter to you. Yes, Lord Shin responded. As the elders gathered to discuss matters among themselves, Yikong glanced at them and sighed inwardly. How long is this meeting going to last? I still need to get back to Xiaoyao Peak to go fishing. At that moment, his gaze fell upon Su Qingwan. She was standing quietly nearby, a faint blush on her face. Yikong smiled and said, I haven't thanked you yet, young lady, for helping my Xiaobai just now. If I remember correctly, you're the champion of Myriad Flowers Peak, right? Your surname was… Su Qingwan bowed slightly. Martial Uncle Yikong, my surname is Su. Su Qingwan. Su Qingwan. Yikong repeated with a smile. A fine name. And just like your name, you possess a clear and graceful temperament. Senior Sister Lu truly found herself an excellent disciple. Su Qingwan blushed even deeper. Martial uncle, you praise me too much. Watching the two chat and laugh together, Lin Tian felt her anger boil over. What? That name is completely ordinary. You've never praised me like that. Stupid master. Sometime later, at the Sea of Bitterness, Yikong sat comfortably with his fishing rod in hand. The meeting is finally over. Now I can finally enjoy some fishing. Behind him, Lin Tian stood with an angry expression. Master, don't you feel like you're wasting your life by spending all your time fishing? Yikong replied calmly. You don't understand. Not fishing, that's what I call wasting my life. Lin Tian shouted. This time, the sect master assigned tasks to all the other 4 peaks. Only our Xiaoyao Peak has nothing to do. Don't you find that embarrassing? Embarrassing? Yikong chuckled. Not having to worry about miscellaneous chores means I can focus on fishing. It just proves the sect master truly understands me. Lin Tian clenched her fists and ground her teeth. Master's obsession with fishing has already reached the point of chi deviation. Words are useless. I'll have to take drastic measures. That night, a figure quietly arrived at Yikong's fishing spot. A hand reached out and grabbed his fishing rod. It was Lin Tian, wearing a sly smile. Without your fishing rod, she said softly. Let's see how you fish now. From now on, master, you should just focus on cultivating. The next morning, Yikong woke up, stretched, and yawned as he walked to his fishing spot. Another beautiful day. Time to go fishing and complete today's daily task. He sat down, reached out for his fishing rod, and froze. His eyes widened in shock. Where's my fishing rod? He shouted. Who took my fishing rod? And with that, the video ends here. So guys, that's all for today. If you want to see the next part, make sure to like the video, leave a comment, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. See you in the next video. Bye.